moments you plan and the ones you don't. For the time you forgot your charger at the gate.
Passengers, we are now on our initial ascent.
Or when you're bouncing between projects like a ping pong ball. We build PCs with long-lasting battery life, so you're not scrambling for an outlet. And built-in intelligence, so you can stay focused on whatever you're doing. Dell Technologies, built for you. Dell.com/Dell PCs.
Are you drowning in IRS tax debt?
I owe the IRS $37,000.
Get ready for a toll-free hotline. Take advantage of new IRS tax forgiveness programs that may protect you from IRS collection agencies. They have the power to garnish your wages, put liens on your property, and levy your bank account. Civic Tax Relief can help protect you from the IRS.
Civic Tax Relief basically represented me against the IRS, and by the time everything was completed, I didn't owe the IRS anything.
Find out about the Fresh Start program that is now available through Civic Tax Relief. Civic Tax Relief's special tax hotline can help you discover all the relief programs available for free.
I would recommend anyone who has a tax problem to contact Civic Tax Relief.
Just call 800-506-5803. 800-506-5803. Don't wait. Call now. 800-506-5803. 800-506-5803.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
Baseball Hour tonight was brought to you by Valvoline. Enjoy quick and convenient vehicle maintenance this month. Visit NewEnglandOilChange.com for 15% off your drive-through oil change at Valvoline Instant Oil Change, the official oil change of busy people.
Dutcher and Hardy, Owen Beetle, Felger and Mass, the Bruins, the Celtics, the Pats, the Revolution. This is Boston's home for sports. WBC-FM at HD Boston, 98.5 The Sports Hub, a Beasting 80 proof station.
This is Boston Bruins hockey. Boston Bruins hockey is brought to you by your local New England Honda dealers, Shaw's and Star Market, Safety Insurance, Town Fair Tire, Granite City Electric's GCE Night Train, Ticketmaster, your New England Ford dealers, Blue Sky Restoration Contractors, TD Bank, Service Credit Union, Cape Cod Lumber, and by Catches Law.
2 seconds, 1 second, it's over. The Bruins have won the Stanley Cup.
Also brought to you by Peerless Boilers, your New England Chevy dealers, Timber Tech Decking and Railing, Dairy Queen, Avidia Bank, Mass Mutual, Live Nation, WellPoint, the Peterson School, your Boston area Lexus dealers, Big Y, Nicely Done, and by Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
After 39 long years, the Cup is back home. The Bruins are 2011 Stanley Cup champions.
Now, here's Ryan Johnston and Bob Beers.
From KeyBank Center in Buffalo, this is Boston Bruins hockey. Tonight, it's Game 2 of the best-of-7 first-round series between the Bruins and the Atlantic Division champion, Buffalo Sabres. Great to have you with us alongside Bob Beers. I'm Ryan Johnston. Well, on Sunday night in Game 1, Bruins led by 2 goals with 8 minutes to go. But they come into this Game 2 trailing the series 1-0. Tage Thompson scored twice, 3 minutes and 42 seconds apart to tie the game. Matthias Samuelsson's goal less than a minute later gave Buffalo the lead, and they took Sunday's game by a final score of 4-3. Some late season third period issues cropping up again for Marco Sturm's team in the series opener.
I thought we were in the perfect spot. We were exactly where we wanted to play, having being in that position. 5-6 minutes left in the game. I mean, you could tell they got a little bit frustrated, and we made pretty much 2 mistakes to let them tie up the game, and then obviously with the crowd behind, all of a sudden they got some life, and all of a sudden the game is done. So very unfortunate because my guys played very well, but that's playoffs. That's something we have to learn again the hard way, and we just got to stick with it for 60 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, they did a lot of good things in that game. There were a lot of positives you can take out of it. I thought they survived a little bit in the second period. They weren't great in that period. I think they had 3 shots 17 minutes into the second period. So, it wasn't perfect by any means, but at the same time, some of the things that they talked about and they concentrated on, being tight through the neutral zone, they did a pretty good job of. There are certainly things that they can do better. The forecheck is one of them. Balancing it out, when to forecheck, when to back off, when to make it tight through the middle of the ice. Those are the things that they have to kind of balance out. I think when they forechecked well, they created issues for the Sabres. Sabres can say the same thing about the Bruins. You know, when they forechecked well, they created some turnovers. But you're up 2-0 with 8 minutes to go. You expect to win that game. Or 9 minutes to go, and then the mistakes were made. And it was interesting, and we'll talk to Marco Sturm about this later, but they're a team that scores off the rush, yet their 3 goals, well, not the empty netter, but the 3 goals that they scored were off the cycle down low,
right?
You know, and winning battles down low. But it was also off of turnovers by the Bruins. You know, one bad break there from Hampus Lindholm breaking his stick, but you know, he also turned the puck over when he didn't need to and tried to force some things that just weren't there. So, you know, this is all right. Now it's ups and downs, it's ebbs and flows. I'm not a huge believer in momentum from one game to another. I think momentum swings in a game are very real. But I think once the game ends and you have a time to digest it and get back to work against the same team, the same system, you know, now, you know, you're back to square one. And, you know, that's up to the Bruins to be able to create that.
Well, you talked about the second period of that game and kind of Buffalo tilting the ice a little bit against the Bruins. For the game, the shots ended up being 38-20 in favor of the Sabres. In the final 2 periods, they had a 24-11 edge total. Puck spent a lot of time in the Boston defensive zone. Victor Arvidsson says that has to change tonight.
You want to play with the puck, and you want to play in their zone, and I think we had 2 or 3 shifts where we did that, and then we got them stuck there and made some good plays. So I think we got to do more of that.
Yeah, finding the balance, right? First period was pretty good. Second period, it took them to about the probably the 17-minute mark before they had a couple good shifts in a row in the offensive zone and were able to create a forecheck. Prior to that, Pastrnak had a couple of breakaways.
Right.
You know, things could have been. You can always go back and say that, right? Things could have been a lot different. But Pasternak's got 2 breakaways in the second period. You know, things could have been a lot different heading into the third. But as a team in the Bruins and the way that they have to approach it, and kind of going back to what Victor Arvidsson said, and that line has to be better, by the way, the Zacha line. They're going to get matched up against Thompson again today. I would imagine that's their best option against the Thompson line. Unless they're going to change all their lines, that's their best option. They have to be better. But as a group, the way that Victor Arvidsson just explained it, they want to have the puck more. That means they have to create the forecheck a lot more. And they didn't want to get beat through the neutral zone, so there were times where they should have continued the forecheck and maybe backed off. That's the way I saw when I rewatched the game, you know, yesterday and kind of saw some things. That's the way I looked at it. And I think Marco Sturm kind of said the same thing, but maybe not entirely. But they need to find that balance of how to create some havoc in Buffalo zone and then when to make sure you're backing up. They had fans booing in the third period.
Yeah. Fans who had been waiting 15 years to see a playoff game.
The 1-2-2 was frustrating. They were playing slow. They weren't getting through. They were taking their time, and and fans were getting antsy here. So they did a lot of good things in that game. It just came undone in the third period.
Yeah, you mentioned that Zacha line. They ended up all of the -3 in that game. Middlestad, Zacha,
yeah, one of them was an empty netter.
Right, but you know, a line that has been essentially carrying your team offensively here down the stretch. They're going to need to produce a little bit more than they were able to on Sunday. Charlie McAvoy, meanwhile, echoing Arvidsson's comments about spending more time in the attack zone tonight.
I mean, yeah, that's the best way to play defense. You know, we gotta find a way to get in to their zone. You know, spend more time there and be more dangerous than we were yesterday.
Yeah, it's basically saying the same thing, right? It's definitely an area that they have to be able to create some havoc for the Buffalo defense. When they did, they got chances. You know, Buffalo has tried to tighten up defensively, you know, in the last couple of months, and they have. They've been better. They had to, because you can't win games just playing one way and playing freelance hockey and you know, trying to just go offensively, especially in the playoffs. You're not going to win those games. So they've been better in that area, but they're not perfect out there by any means. So you can attack them, and the Bruins did so. It's just, I keep going back to it. You're up 2-0 with 9 minutes to go, or 8 minutes to go. You know, yeah. You're in control of this game. So clean up a few things, have confidence, and I think that's mentally over the last, 2 days, day off yesterday and throughout today, mentally the team has to hit the reset button and say, okay, we walk out of here with a W. Everything's kind of, now we're on a level playing field going home, where we have a ton of confidence.
I'd also like to see them test Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen a little bit more tonight, because he at times looked a little shaky,
especially
in game one. Yeah,
early he did. I thought he settled in. I think a couple of the saves he made on Postgame on the breakaways probably helped him. One of them, Postgame really never got control of the puck, and he kind of poked it away from him. And the other one was a save. So, 2 breakaways in the second period, that can kind of, on one of the best goal scorers in the league, that could settle you in.
Well, based on morning skate, not expecting lineup changes for either team tonight. Jeremy Swayman gets the starting goal for the Bruins against Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen. Here's what's on deck, brought to you by TimberTech Decking and Railing, #1 in premium decking. Order free samples at timbertech.com. We'll go around the NHL, including Vegas, trying to get up 2-0 on Utah.
It's not a great recipe to be chasing as many games as the team has, so hopefully we can try to stay away from that too much during the playoffs here.
Bob will chat with Bruins head coach Marco Sturm.
Today's a new day. The past is the past. Can't change the last game. Now we gotta look forward to it.
And up next, we'll look at things on the Sabres side here on the 98.5 The Sports Hub, Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
The Honda Spring Event. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 4.99% APR on a 2026 Civic, a 4.49% APR on a 2026 Civic Hybrid, or a 3.49% APR on a 2026 HRV.
See dealer for financing details. Exclude Civic SI and Type R.
Good news, homeowners. Over the last 5 years, home values have increased more than 40%. Bad news, homeowners. Some of you haven't adjusted your insurance to cover your home's increased value, which means a natural disaster could also be a financial disaster. Relax, people. Talk to an independent agent about safety insurance. They'll make sure you have the coverage you need today to ensure a happy tomorrow. Safety insurance will help you manage life storms.
This hockey season, the Shaw's and Star Market Foundation donated $50,000 to the Greater Boston Food Bank and have graciously agreed to continue the Feeding Puck for Families initiative throughout Boston's playoff run. This means, once again, every time Boston feeds the puck to help score a goal, the Shaw's and Star Market Foundation will continue to donate $100 to help end hunger here in our local communities. Tune into the games on 98.5 The Sports Hub and learn more about Feeding the Puck for Families at 985thesportshub.com/feed the puck.
Hey, it's Patrice Bergeron to talk about Bank's free checking account. It's something Boston hockey fans will love because it scores big benefits. First, get your paycheck up to 2 days early. Second, enjoy free ATMs nationwide through the Sum and All Point networks. That's over 56,000 ATMs coast to coast. And third, never worry about minimum balances or monthly fees. Now that's a hat trick. Score your account in branch or online in just 5 minutes. It's easier than an empty net goal. Get details now at VidiaBank.com/Team Bergeron. VidiaBank, honest to goodness. Member FDIC, member DIF.
Earn your bachelor's degree online, quickly and affordably with UMass Lowell. Visit uml.edu/online.
Bring on the spring at the Honda Spring Event. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 2.99% APR on a 2026 CR-V or a 3.99% APR on a 2026 Passport. Hurry into your Honda dealer today.
See dealer for financing details.
Zoe and Beetle, middays on the Sports Hub.
Net is empty for Thompson. He's got 2. Can't get it out. Bouncing puck at the dot. Thompson off the boards. Alex Tuck. Empty net. Alex Tuck scores. Raise the roof.
Back here in Buffalo, getting ready for Game 2. And for the Sabres, Sunday night, a celebration. It had been 15 years since the last time they had played a playoff game. Crowd here was ready to party, and the Bruins put a damper on the festivities for 52 minutes, but the Sabres eventually broke through and got the win. Head coach Lindy Ruff thinks his team rose to the occasion physically, and it helped them down the stretch in that game.
Their defensive structure is good. I mean, there's a reason that they were able to make it, and they're like I said, you got 2 good teams playing hockey. They're 2 good teams that, I mean, we made a couple mistakes. They made us pay for the early mistake in the third period. We made them pay for those couple mistakes down low where we beat guys back to the front of the net. They weren't getting beat early on. I think maybe, some of our physicality wore them down. I thought Samuelson was absolute stud in the game. We're running over people and physical. And the fact we were able to wear them down after a while, I think made a difference.
Think that's a shot at Marco Sturm?
A little bit.
Oh, it's definitely a shot at Sturm. Throw a little respect at the Bruins and then say, yeah, but we wore them down. bigger, stronger, or whatever. Okay, and Samuelsson was good, by the way. He had a good game, and he had a nice goal in the third period, which would have been the game winner if Pastrnak didn't score with a few seconds to go. So it's look, they're going to try to be physical. I look down. Sometimes the official stats are kind of funny because you look down and one person's version of a hit is not a different person's version of a hit, and so I don't take much stock into those. I take a lot of stock in the ice time played, and certainly shots on goal or shot attempts.
Sure.
I'll look at those. I don't look too much at giveaways and takeaways. There were a few guys that I thought had giveaways, and they didn't have giveaways listed on the sheet. So, like I said, interpretation of a giveaway is different in my head than it is maybe on somebody else's in the official scores. So, it doesn't matter how many hits it says on the sheet.
Yeah.
It's just, and I don't think they wore the Bruins down. I really don't. It's the Bruins made some bad mistakes, and it's on them. They turned the puck over, and they got beat, kind of turning the wrong way down low. Maybe a little puck luck, and then good shots by Tage Thompson, and then you break a stick. Is that wearing your team down? You broke a stick, and you attack the guy without the stick, and that was Zacha, and they make a nice pass to Samuelsson through the seam before the Bruins can get reset. So yeah, mistakes, absolutely, but I don't believe it was from being worn down. I think that was more of a shot at what Marco Sturm had to say before the series.
Well, one of the big storylines coming into the series is about the experience or lack thereof in the playoffs for the Sabres. Jack Quinn was among 11 Sabres who played their first Stanley Cup playoff game on Sunday. He says now that that's out of the way, no more questions about whether they can handle the pressure.
Yeah, it's great. I think, we can all settle in a little now. We know what to expect. We, know what the energy is going to be like, the emotion. So, I think that's a good sign.
Yeah, Quinn made a nice play to Samuelsson on that goal. He got Zacha in the middle handing his stick to Hampus Lindholm and then trying to check Quinn coming out of the corner. It was just a succession of, unfortunate results there for the Bruins that led to that leading goal. But, I think, the only way you get playoff experience is to live it. But living it in one game and then living it in 2 games and 3 games and, hopefully a longer series, that's something a little bit different. The ups and downs, the ebbs and flows, the momentum swings. Like I said, I don't believe in momentum swings from game to game. But the momentum swings within a game are very real. And that the Bruins experienced that big time, and so did the Sabres in the third period the other day.
Yeah, Marco Sturm said this morning, playoffs are a roller coaster. And don't freak out after one little dip. So we will see how the Bruins come back tonight here in Game 2. We're going to check into Sports Hub headlines coming up next here on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
During Window Nation's current sale, the more you buy, the more you save. You could save up to 50% on new windows for your entire home. Plus, you could get them with 0% interest for 5 years. Sale ends soon, so visit windownation.com now to book a consultation.
At Service Credit Union, trust isn't just a value, it's their promise. A promise to stand with those who serve our communities every day. I'm Charlie McAvoy, and I'm proud to partner with Service Credit Union to support the health, safety, and financial well-being of first responders. With competitive rates, easy online banking, and personal service, Service Credit Union puts people before profits. Service Credit Union. Success built on trust, banking built on service. Become a member today at servicecu.org/73reasons and join thousands making a difference.
At Ocean State Job Lot, we love the spring planting season. Burpee flower and vegetable seeds are 40% off. And we carry just about everything you need for a successful garden. Organic soils, cow manure, cedar mulch, planting soils, and plant food to keep your plants healthy. Garden beds, fences, and every type of resin, terracotta, and glazed planter you can think of too. Don't forget your Scotts Turf Builder and your grub control for spring lawn care. If you love to garden, the selection and savings are exceptional at Ocean State Job Lot, the home of crazy deals.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 877 Cars for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now or go to carsforkids.org.
7 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
With energy prices all over the map, make the switch to propane. Bursar Gas and Oil has kept propane prices steady all winter long. Visit bursargasanoil.com today. Bursar delivers what others promise.
Now at the 99 restaurant, kids eat free the day after the Red Sox win. Get a free kids meal with every adult entree purchased. It's a win-win. The 99 restaurant, the official family restaurant of the Boston Red Sox.
Toucher and Hardy, mornings on the Sports Hub. Sports Hub headlines, presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Getting ready here for Game 2 between the Bruins and Sabres in just a few minutes. It's also Game 2 between the Celtics and the 76ers at TD Garden. C's trying to take a 2-0 series lead in that one. Early in the first quarter, the Sixers with an 11-10 lead. The Red Sox are in action tonight as well. They're hosting the New York Yankees at Fenway Park. First match of the year between these two teams. It is through 2 innings. The Yankees lead 1-0 on a Giancarlo Stanton second-inning home run. And Mike Vrabel spoke to reporters today for the first time since the Page 6 story that included photos of him and former Athletic reporter Diana Rossini. Vrabel mentioned having difficult conversations with his family, as well as players, coaches, and others in the organization. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Enjoy quick and convenient vehicle maintenance this month. Visit NewEnglandOilChange.com for 15% off your drive-through oil change at Valvoline Instant Oil Change, the official oil change of busy people. I'm Alex Barth. Ryan and Bob will take you around the NHL next on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Ah, New England spring. We're so ready to get outside and celebrate with all the deliciousness from Big Y. Charcuterie expertly plated, oh so nicely. Shrimp with cocktail sauce, chilled and spicy. Spiral ham glazed to perfection. Candies, cakes, and other sweet confections. Ah, yes. Spring has finally sprung. Big Y. Nicely done.
Hi, it's Jason Todd from Blue Sky Restoration. All hockey season, Blue Sky is restoring historic garden moments on the ice. Tune in to tonight's game on the Bruins Radio Network to hear this date in history restored by Blue Sky. And remember, if you have a property disaster, visit goblusky.com. Restoring your property and your life for a brighter tomorrow.
Bring on the spring at the Honda Spring Event. Check out the rugged Honda Pilot, Ridgeline, CR-V, and Passport, all from the 2025 Kelley Blue Book Best Value brand. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 3.49% APR on a 2026 Pilot, a 2.99% APR on a 2026 CR-V, or a 3.99% APR on a 2026 Passport or 2026 Ridgeline.
See dealer for financing details. Based on 2025 Consumer Choice Awards from Kelley Blue Book. Visit kpp.com for more information.
Mass Mutual presents an uncomfortable pregame conversation between goalie UC Saros and center Ryan O'Reilly.
Hey, Juice, what are your financial goals?
No goals.
Like, no goals for retirement?
No goals.
What about a new home?
No goals.
Good talk. See you on the ice.
No goals.
Planning and protection on and off the ice. Go to massmutual.com today.
Hockey season is the perfect time to get a high-efficiency Peerless boiler. Be ready and start saving now. Find the Peerless boiler that's right for your home or business and a list of local installers at peerlessboilers.com. Remember, Peerless Boilers, the world's best built boilers.
For the best deal on any name brand tire, get to Town Fair Tire. For the guaranteed lowest price and the most free services, nobody beats Town Fair Tire. And you know, I mean nobody.
Town Fair Tire. Felger and Maz, afternoons on the Sports Hub.
Bruins and Sabres, Game 2 coming up from Buffalo as we take a look around the NHL. Some other Game 2s tonight, including in Tampa, where the Lightning trail Montreal 1-0.
A good game the other day, right? Slavkovsky had the hat trick for the Montreal Canadiens, including the game winner. So good start for Montreal against a good Tampa Bay team.
Out in Vegas, the Golden Knights have a 1-0 lead over the Utah Mammoth, but John Tortorella says they can be better.
It's resiliency. I think we showed that a little bit last night. How it's all transpired during the year, I wasn't here. But it's not a great recipe to be chasing as many games as the team has. So hopefully we can try to stay away from that too much during the playoffs here.
And in Colorado tonight, the Avalanche and Nicholas Waugh take a 1-0 series lead into Game 2.
I think the defensive game was really good. The breakouts, the defensive zone, we did a really good job. Obviously, we're going to try to create a little more offense. LA's got a really good defense, so it's tough to create in playoffs, especially. But defensively, I think we play really, really well.
Let's talk about a couple of the games of the East last night. Hurricanes with a double overtime win over Ottawa.
He gets his one. This one counts. Jordan Martin.
Did you see the sequence yesterday?
Oh, yeah.
I can't stand. First of all, Carolina, they got called. Stahl brought the puck over the line. His feet preceded the blue line. They said he didn't have. It's possession and control. He's got possession and control, even though the puck's not exactly on his stick. I hate that rule. But by the letter of the law, they called it right. Here's what happens, though. They scored on this play, and Martinook got hooked, and it was going to be a penalty shot coming up. And they later scored on the shift. The Senators challenged it, won the challenge for offside, but penalties that occur after an offside,
they still count.
They still count.
even though that time gets wiped off the clock.
And the rule is in there because people they thought that the players would go and take somebody's head off because if it was an obvious offside or something like that. So it was a bizarre sequence. But Martinook ends up winning it after missing the penalty shot, after getting stopped on the penalty shot, I should say. They end up winning it in double overtime.
Yeah, they might have to revisit that rule in the offseason. Meanwhile,
hate it.
But by the way, Flyers also a 2-0 lead over the Penguins as that series gets ready to go back to Philadelphia. That's our look around the NHL. We'll hear from Marco Sturm next on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V. It's your local Honda dealer.
No components means no connection. New Power is a global distributor built for tight supply. We stock and source memory, CPUs, GPUs, ICs, and more. New Power keeps parts moving because parts don't sleep. Visit newpowerww.com. They're hiring.
26 miles ain't no walk in the park, especially for a guy with one leg. I'm Matthew. I'm running the Boston Marathon presented by Bank of America for the Heather Abbott Foundation. With their help, 90% of the time, I forget I'm even an amputee.
Donate to Matthew's cause at BofA.com/supportMatthew. Bank of America supports everyone who asks what's possible. What would you like the power to do? References to charitable organizations is not an endorsement by Bank of America Corporation.
Reach your health and weight goals with Reclaim by Awaken 180, a 10-week medication-free plan with weekly results and a finish line. Awaken180weightloss.com.
The pros know nobody beats FW Web. With extensive inventory, personalized service, and a fleet of trucks across the Northeast, FW Web supports all customers, from one-van contractors to large facility operators. For planned projects, emergency jobs, or maintenance, FW Web has what you need, when and where you need it. For plumbing, heating, HVAC, refrigeration, propane gas, and PVF jobs. With over 100 locations, visit FWWeb.com to find one near you.
It can be hard to talk about your problem gambling. So at the Massachusetts Problem Gambling Helpline, we've come up with some easy ways to start the conversation. Hey, hi, howdy, good morning, g'day, mate. If you're struggling with problem gambling and don't know where to start, call the Massachusetts Problem Gambling Helpline and start with hello, or any variation of it. Call for support anytime, anywhere at 800-327-5050.
Dig into the 99 Restaurants $14.99 Big Deal Meals. Available all day, every day. Save on big, hearty favorites like our grilled teriyaki chicken at just $14.99. That's a big deal. You gotta love the nines.
The Pats play on the Sports Hub.
Our pregame interview with Marco Sturm is brought to you by Safety Insurance, providing comprehensive coverage for your auto, home, and business. Ask your independent agent about safety.
Marco, you get set for Game 2 here today against the Sabres. Playoffs are always a game of adjustments. I heard you talk about roller coaster as well earlier today, but adjustments when you look back here 2 days later, any subtle adjustments that you'd like to see from your team?
Yeah, no, there's small little details we touched on yesterday. Try to get better in different areas where we can, get better in our game and also explore their weakness. So that was a little bit of focus yesterday, just to show them on video. And today's a new day. So today's the past is the past. We can't change the last game. Now we gotta look forward to it about tonight's game, and as long as they give me the same effort like they did last game, I feel pretty good. So it doesn't matter win or loss, but it definitely gives us a good chance to win.
I know you want to control the neutral zone, or slow them down through the neutral zone. But how do you balance the forecheck, when to forecheck, when to back off, kind of in that 1-2-2?
Yeah, no. Actually the neutral zone was fine. I was really happy about that. It's more like the real forecheck. I think we can do a better job there. And but in the middle of the ice, I think we control it pretty good. So with and without the puck. So it's just getting after the D. I think that's something we just have to do more and do better in order to have success.
It's interesting that a lot of talk about how they score off the rush. They like to score off the rush, getting everybody involved. Their goals were more off the kind of the cycle, sort of.
Yeah, no, exactly. And so that means we did a good job in the long game. We didn't do a good job protecting the house. And again, we talked about it before the game. We mentioned it again yesterday. So that's something we did it so well. That's the tough part. We did it so well the whole game, and we let it slip for two shifts or 3 shifts, and that was it. So that's the difference.
You referenced 72, throw 89 in there as well. A couple big bodies that can play and a lot of skill. How do you? I think 72 had 11 shot attempts maybe in that game. Like, how do you kind of try to? He's a world-class player. How do you try to slow him down?
Yeah, no, I mean, again, power play is one thing. I think those top elite guys, just like David, they love to be in a power play, so that's one thing. Again, I 5-on-5, we did such a good job against them. I didn't really notice them too much, but then again, it was more on us. We made him to be available in our end, and if you give a guy like that opportunities, he will bury it. And again, that's something we just have to focus on, just playing for 60 minutes, because that's playoff hockey right there.
From a mental standpoint, playoff hockey, you've got a couple guys that made their debut the other day. How do you make sure that they stay off the roller coaster, so to speak?
Yeah, I know. It's that's something players have to go through and have to learn. And as an individual, as a team, they need our support from coaches. To stay focused and stay even, I would say, and throughout the course. And I think it's just great. That's why it's so important for our team and those young kids, especially, to have that experience, because it's just going to help them in the long run. Might be tough right now, but we take those games, and the more we can play in the playoffs, I think it just more and more will benefit us in the long run.
Maybe the last one for you. You were asked earlier today, I should say, on the kid line. It didn't look like they were in trouble a whole lot. How can they generate more offensively?
Yeah, no. Again, those are kids. They're 19 years old, and you can't expect to be the difference maker already. So, and I'm okay with it. They do their job tremendously well. They do the job. I think there's other guys who have to step up too, but it's not them. They're good. They're good. I think as long as they can be consistent, I think that's the challenge with them. Can they do it again? Can they be consistent? And they will get some opportunities, but I don't see them to be a difference maker. And if they are, then we are in trouble, right? So they're fine. They're fine. It's the best thing ever for those kids. Best. Looking forward, but it's they're doing their part. I think other guys just have to do a little bit more.
Appreciate it, Sturmy. Good luck here tonight. That's head coach Marco Sturm. Bruins, Sabres next.
For 52 minutes, the Bruins looked poised to steal Game 1 in Buffalo on Sunday. But the final 8 minutes, the Sabres offense roared to life. Out in front, they score! and it's Tage Thompson again. Campus Lindholm, soft chip into the near corner, taken away, brought back out in front. Samuelson shoots and scores. Thompson will lift it over Pasternak, and here's Tuck with a break toward the empty net, and he will shoot and score. Now, after an off day to clear their heads, the Bruins look to put together a 60-minute effort and even up the series before heading home. The Bruins and the Sabres, Game 2, coming up next.
This is Boston Bruins hockey.
Cross to Esposito, a shot.
Cam Neely, wow.
Nathan Horton wins Game 7 in overtime.
Steelers, they score! They score! Zuck again!
Boston Bruins hockey is brought to you by your local New England Honda dealers, Shaw's and Star Market, Safety Insurance, Town Fair Tire, Granite City Electric's GCE Night Train, Ticketmaster, your New England Ford dealers, Blue Sky Restoration Contractors, TD Bank, Service Credit Union, Cape Cod Lumber, and by Catches Law.
Backhand and a save, Thomas. Right in front. Swayman robs Benny.
Also brought to you by Peerless Spoilers, your New England Chevy dealers, Timber Tech Decking and Railing, Dairy Queen, Avidia Bank, Mass Mutual, Live Nation, WellPoint, the Peterson School, your Boston area Lexus dealers, Big Y, Nicely Done, and by Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
Back to Ward. Put in. His 100th point backhand score of a penalty shot for Raymond Gordon. Center score! Pasternak with the game winner. Bergeron, and the Bruins win the series.
Now, here's Ryan Johnston and Bob Beers.
And we are in Buffalo getting ready for Game 2. What do the Bruins most need to do tonight to even up this series?
Find a balance of when to forecheck and when to back off into that frustrating 1-2-2. And it was frustrating for a lot of the game against the Buffalo Sabres. Good performance certainly from Swayman. Again, he was good yesterday, or Game 1. The Zacha line's going to be challenged again. Starting lineup, it's going to be the Zacha line against Tage Thompson. And Lindy Ruff's not a huge matchup guy, but he's not going to back off from anything, especially after Game 1. I don't know if the Bruins have a better option to face that line. So if he's not backing off it, you're going to get that matchup throughout a lot of this. And if it's going to be Aspro and McAvoy against them, they have to be strong as well. Good decision-making, manage the puck well. But I think just finding that balance between when to really push offensively on the forecheck and when to back off and try to slow them down through the neutral zone.
And how does Buffalo adjust to what the Bruins do defensively here tonight?
Quicker ups. There were a few times, and some of it's you're trying to get a line change. Some of it's, so you have to be patient coming through the middle of the ice. And then you have to have a good forecheck when you do dump the puck in. And they had to dump the puck in a lot. And that's what the Bruins want. And then it's up to the Bruins to make good decisions going back for pucks. But, the Sabres, when they created their forecheck, and some of it was off the Bruins' own doing. I mean, I'm sorry. The Bruins did a pretty good job through a lot of that game of breaking the puck out. Not perfect. Got a little away from it in the second. The Bruins weren't able to establish their forecheck in the second because they spent a little too much time in their own zone. So once they got it out, they were making a line change. So having a better second period, I think, is going to be important for them as well.
Tonight's keys to the game brought to you by Town Fair Tire. For the guaranteed lowest prices on tires, go to Town Fair Tire, because nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody. Face-off is next on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
The best way to follow the Stanley Cup Playoffs is here. The NHL app is your place to get every highlight from every game of every series. Behind-the-scenes playoff content you won't get anywhere else. The most NHL Edge advanced stats, keeping you up to date from round 1 through the Stanley Cup Final. When it comes to following the playoffs, don't settle for anything less. The Stanley Cup Playoffs are better on the NHL app.
Everyone's got their spot, that place you head to for a great meal, drinks with friends, or takeout for the family. For me, that spot is 110 Grill in Hanover. The food's top-notch, the drinks are awesome, and the menu has something for everyone. Next time you're looking for your spot, go find your 110. Visit 110grill.com to find a location near you.
I'm a 100% kind of guy, so I got Verizon Fios. It's 100% fiber internet because I do everything at 100%.
What game should we watch?
100% of them.
She hits a
penalty kick.
out of the park.
from way downtown for a
Beautiful shot onto the green.
You either have 100% fiber internet or you don't. Get Verizon Fios. It's super fast and reliable with ultra-low lag. It's 100% or nothing. Call 1-833-VERIZON to switch today.
Attention, all Falmouth Road Race runners. This is your call. Join our team, run for our Warriors, and make every mile matter. Register now at punch4parkinsons.org. That's punch4parkinsons.org.
Need a new roof for your home or business? Then call East Coast Metal Roofing, lifetime guaranteed roofs, and get 10% off during their Spring into Savings event when you mention me, Felger. Call 844-611-ECMR or visit eastcoastmetalroofing.com.
Whether you're putting together a hockey team or Ford's award-winning lineup of SUVs, a great team starts with the right players, like the iconic Ford Bronco family, with great looks and the 4x4 capability to perform on or off the ice, and the rugged Ford Explorer with seating for 7 and room for all your gear. Check out the full lineup of award-winning Ford SUVs at your New England Ford dealers today. Proud partner of the Boston Bruins.
The Bruins play on the Sports Hub.
With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north, strong and free. From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God, keep on land, glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free, and the home of the
Except for the opening faceoff here in Game 2 between the Sabres and the Bruins. Let's take a look at our starting lineups here tonight. In goal for Buffalo will be Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen. On defense, the pairing of Rasmus Dahlin and Matthias Samuelsson. And up front, the line of Peyton Krebs, Tage Thompson, and Alex Tuck. For the Bruins, it's Jeremy Swayman in goal, Jonathan Aspro and Charlie McAvoy, your defensemen. And up front, Casey Middlestat, Pavel Zacha, Victor Arvidsson. Starting lineup is brought to you by Big Y, celebrating 90 years. It's not just our anniversary, it's yours too. You're the Y.
Tonight's national anthems were brought to you by Mass Mutual, planning and protection on and off the ice. The quarterback of the Buffalo Bills, Josh Allen, chugging a beer and beating the drum to get things started here before Game 2. Getting the crowd into it as if they needed any help. First 5 minutes are presented by your New England Ford dealers, America's best-selling trucks for 49 years. Bruins will be going from right to left here in the first period as they drop the puck, and we're underway in Game 2 here in Buffalo. Puck directed into the Bruins zone deep by Krebs. It'll be stopped to the back of the net by Jeremy Swayman. Round to the far side corner. McAvoy played it out toward the blue line, directed back toward him. Gets into trouble in that far corner. Here's Tage Thompson, left circle with a shot, and Swayman out at the top of his crease. Cradles it against his body.
It's either a high stick or offside, is it not? That puck was dumped up into the air to try to get it out of the zone. They knocked it down with a high stick. Swayman's asking the linesman right now. McAvoy's asking the linesman, and Thompson ends up with a good chance out of it. You're going to start already?
So just 19 seconds in.
Sure looked like it was knocked out of the...
Yeah.
He had 11 shot attempts last game. Tage Thompson did. That's an area that the Bruins have to be able to contain.
40 goals during the regular year and 2 in game 1. Puck brought through neutral ice here by Geekie on the left side toward Pasternak. Samuelson cut it off in the near corner. Battle for possession. Comes free to Dahlin from behind the net. Run off the puck by Elias Lindholm. Thrown in front as Pasta was going through the slot. Hit a body and sat down. Now Zadorov at the near circle tried to play it back toward the corner. Dahlin cut that off, but kept in the zone by Elias Lindholm. Now pushed out by Benson, and he gets trucked by Zadorov.
That's a little bit of a size difference there.
Peak will dump it in from the red line. Sabres have possession. Boston goes for a change a minute in. McLeod will bring back through the red line and toss one in wide of Jeremy Swayman. Hampus Lindholm
they're going
on the side of the net. We got a whistle.
They're going to take Elias Lindholm and Dahlin. They were going at it. So Elias Lindholm finished a hit. Dahlin wrapped him up by the head. They're letting that go. Okay, then they start to go towards the box or towards their benches. And Dahlin was holding his stick, not allowing Lindholm to get to the bench. And the referee was watching the whole thing. He's just going to take both of them.
The crowd reacting because Elias Lindholm went into the penalty box, but Dahlin had to be summoned from the bench. So a minute 10 in, and Dahlin makes his way into the Buffalo penalty box as well. See, a faceoff will come up inside the Bruins zone. So it'll be 4-on-4 for the next 2 minutes.
I know I'm a little biased on this one, but Elias Lindholm did nothing except finish a hit.
Yeah.
But that's just trying to keep control early.
Referees are Eric Furlat and Kendrick Nicholson tonight. Devin Berg, James Tobias calling the lines. As the Bruins control the puck off the face-off in the defensive zone.
They want to keep a lid on it early. I mean, okay.
Hampus Lindholm coming through to the red line. Dumps it in. Got the long carom to Husnadinov coming down the right circle. He brings around behind the net. Hampus at the left point. Over to McAvoy on the right side. Throws it in front. Looking for a tip by Husnadinov coming through the slot.
Had him.
Thompson will bring the Sabres out.
Got a forward playing D.
Power coming to the left circle with a shot. Save made by Swayman, and the rebound nearly a chance there for Power. It'll come back out into neutral ice, and Byram circles back toward its own blue line. Minute 20 to go on the 4-on-4. Byram hands off for McLeod. Skates into the Bruins zone. Lohrei tried to slap the puck off his stick. McLeod gets it back to Stanley for a drive, and the left pad stopped by Swayman.
Pretty good shot there by Stanley. Got a lot on it. Swayman had a good look at it, but it had some heat on it.
Stanley will drop it back into his own zone, and Samuelson gets it from Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen. 53 seconds left on the 4-on-4. Samuelson skates to his own blue line, stops there and backs up. Now it'll be Zach Benson. Stanley, he'll send it up the left side for Samuelson. Skates in across the Boston line, throws it in front, and goes crashing into the net. Did Benson. Got a piece of Swayman who covered that puck, and Benson gets into it with Mason Lohrei coming to the aid of his goaltender.
Yeah, it wasn't Benson getting into it with Lohrei initially. It was Josh Norris. Benson went into the post, and he caught a little piece of Swayman on that attempted pass across. It ended up being Norris, and then here comes Stanley talking to Zadorov because Zadorov roughed up Benson.
So 35 seconds still to go on the 4-on-4. Just over 2.5 minutes into this first period.
Now Swayman had to be alert there. That pass was looking backdoor for Benson, who was going off the far post, and they tried to get it to him, and Swayman had to be alert. He made sure the puck never got there.
Jeremy Swayman faced 37 shots in game one, stopped 34.
It can be misleading sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, the Bruins felt a lot of them from the outside, and he got a good look at a lot of them. It does tell you where the puck was for, you know, especially second period, the majority of that period. But, I mean, I remember Zucker with a point-blank chance in the first period, and Tage Thompson with 7 shots on goal, 2 goals, 11 shots attempted total.
There's Power from the inside of the left circle with a shot that goes wide on the glove side.
Still 4-on-4 and a lot of room there.
Arvidsson bringing back up the left side for the Bruins. Gets run off it by Thompson. And Tuck turns the Sabres back up ice. Bunched up 3 together as the Sabres came toward the attacking blue line. Now Thompson takes a hit from McAvoy, separates him from the puck.
McAvoy took a little run at him there.
Arvidsson forced back into his own zone. Will circle back behind the net. 4-on-4 is over. Teams are at full strength. 16:38 left here in the first period. Hampus Lindholm tried a long pass up the left side, deflected a couple of times, but found its way to Kastelik anyway. He throws one to the net, and Luukkonen kicks that away with a right pad. Into the neutral zone. Greenway will play into the Boston end. Swayman try to send it into the far corner. Peek in a battle over there with Malenstein. Corrali and Greenway get involved as well. And the puck comes behind the net. Zadorov will keep it moving on to Tanner Jeannot. Out into neutral ice. A deflected pass across to that far side, and Peek will sweep it deep. Luukkonen and it bounced away from him off the back of the net, and then he and Tanner Jeannot collide. Could make a case for interference on Luukkonen there as a drive made by Stanley. Save made by Swayman, and a big scrum breaks out to the far side of his net. Everyone will get involved in this one.
I don't mind it, Ryan.
Get the emotions going early. Still a lot of wrestling matches going on here. With the 2 fourth lines mixing it up. Just got to look at the replay of Luukkonen and Jeannot.
I mean, if Luukkonen goes down, that's a penalty on Jeannot, is it not?
Yes. Jeannot goes to cut behind the net to try and...
He stopped to try to avoid contact.
Luukkonen stepped right into him. Just now getting everything settled here as it started to get going again.
Well, we'll see how they call all this. Taking Zadorov to the box, you can almost guarantee that one.
Well, if they wanted to try and put a cap on it with Dahlin and Elias Lindholm, they're really going to want to put a cap on it with this group here.
Well, Greenway moved this puck to Stanley. Stanley got the initial shot, and then there's some contact from Malenstein, and Zadorov knocking his guy down, and everybody coming together.
So Zadorov is in the box for the Bruins. Malenstein went in there for Buffalo. Pasternak looks like he's arguing here.
That's not a good sign.
Referee having a conversation with Pasternak before he makes the announcement.
Boston, number 91, has 2-minute minors for cross-check, 2 minutes for rough. Buffalo, number 29, 2-minute minor penalty, roughing.
So Buffalo's going to get a power play out of this. Zadorov gets 2 minors to Malenstein's 1.
So the Bruins are going to need to keep like that. I mean, they're fuming on the bench right now, and they got to keep their emotions in check. You want to be physical. You want to protect your goaltender. They thought that there was contact made with Swayman after he covered the puck. I mean, no question, Zadorov came in and cleaned somebody out. I couldn't tell who it was at first, but...
So Victor Arvidsson will come across and join Zadorov in the penalty box and serve one of those minors.
They had a good penalty kill the other day, and the Sabres had a good power play early, and then they kind of tailed off a little bit, and it was frustrating the crowd, and it was slowing some of their momentum, I thought, as that game wore on.
Buffalo finished the regular season 0 for 22 on the power play over their last 7 games. They were 0 for 4 in game 1. They start from their own zone here as Dahlin brings it out to his own blue line. Drops it back for Quinn, skating up through center ice. On the right side, it's bumped off the puck by Hampus Lindholm. McAvoy wrapped it around far side, but it'll be kept in. Thrown to the front, tipped by Thompson, goes sailing up over toward the near side corner, and the Bruins will get the clear. Dahlin comes back to get it from Luukkonen. Takes it away, now brings it across the red line, now drops it back. Quinn to his left for Norris, knocked away, and here's Kastelik headed the other way. Kastelik shorthanded, and the shot turned away by Luukkonen. Dahlin's got possession back for Buffalo. Minute 3 to go on their power play. Quinn skates into the Boston line. Thompson, Dahlin now along the near side circle. Quinn tried to turn against Aspero, lost his footing. Dahlin throws one to the net from the right point. Through some traffic, Swayman makes the save and has it covered.
He's faced 3 breakaways so far in this series. We're early in game 2. He's faced 3 breakaways and stopped all 3 of them. That one on Kastelik. Makes a nice play at the defensive blue line. Pick off that attempted entry. You can tell where he was trying to go there, whether it was 5-hole or blocker side. Looked like blocker side.
51 seconds left on the penalty here. And Minton wins the draw back toward the near side corner.
Good
McAvoy
pick.
able to clear it.
It's a good little interference run there off the face-off win.
Owen Byram comes out from behind the Buffalo net toward the far side circle. Cross ice pass to Doan. Back across to the far side. Here's Benson just inside the Boston line. Chopped at, lost the puck. McAvoy can't get it clear. Centering pass blocked by McAvoy. Tuck along the far side wall. Gathers the puck in toward the hash marks. Gives it back to Doan. Center blue line for Byram. Byram goes right side for McLeod. McLeod goes down low, and Benson sent one right through the crease.
Yeah, Minton coming back to help out there.
McLeod top of the right circle. Crossing pass blocked by Minton. Byram skates toward the right circle. It hands off over here to Benson. Wide angle shot, save made by Swayman. Rebound out in front, and Swayman got a left pad on it against Benson. Puck angles out of the zone. Arvidsson's got a break to the net. Goes in front, and Luukkonen with a left pad stays with him, makes that save, and covers it up.
Yeah, he had to come in from a tough angle that time. He had to catch the puck. Talking about Arvidsson, who came out of the box. He had to catch up to that puck and then attack the net from the left wing side. Tried to go all the way across on his forehand. Got more pushing and shoving here after this whistle.
Pasternak into it with Tuck, and officials trying to peel everyone apart there. We'll take a timeout with 13:38 to go here in the first period. Scoreless in Buffalo, game 2 on the 98.5 The Sports Hub. Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Ah, New England spring. We're so ready to get outside and celebrate with all the deliciousness from Big Y. Charcuterie expertly plated, oh so nicely. Shrimp with cocktail sauce, chilled and spicy. Spiral ham glazed to perfection. Candies, cakes, and other sweet confections. Ah, yes. Spring has finally sprung. Big Y. Nicely done.
With oil, natural gas, and electricity prices all over the place, propane prices are staying steady at $2.70 to $3.50 a gallon, depending on usage and tank size. Visit BursawGasAndOil.com today.
Your Boston Celtics are in the playoffs and tickets are on sale right now. Be there at the Garden Party. Celtics playoff tickets. Call 1-800-MY-SEATS or visit aceticket.com before they're gone.
Boost your brand and support the community. Wyndhamwood School's new 125,000 square foot athletics and conference center will welcome 100,000 visitors a year. Join our 70 corporate partners at www.dome.org.
At Citizens, we help make sense of your money and all your money questions.
Is there a right way to prep for my future?
Do I keep renting or finally buy?
How big of a nest should my nest egg be?
Is cash still king?
If money talks, what's it say to me?
Can I become king of the hill in Beacon Hill?
Whatever money questions you have, Citizens has the answers. Make sense of your money at citizensbank.com/made-ready. Member FDIC.
The Revolution play on the Sports Hub.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification across the 98.5, the Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network.
From the Town Fair Tire Studios, this is Boston's home for sports. WBZ-FM at HD Boston, 98.5, the Sports Hub. Is the media group station.
13:38 left first period. Bruins and Sabres scoreless. First 5 minutes of tonight's game were brought to you by your New England Ford dealers, America's best-selling trucks for 49 years. Face-off in the offensive zone after the chance by Arvidsson. Puck gets cleared up into the Buffalo bench, so they'll bring it back into their zone for another face-off.
Well, both goaltenders have done their jobs, right? I mean, Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, a couple of, one partial breakaway, one breakaway. And Swayman's been excellent in the nets for the Bruins. That was a nice save he just had there. I believe it was on Benson off the rebound. Or centering pass that came off to his left.
Hampus Lindholm from the blue line floats one, tried to get it over the head of Luukkonen, who reaches up and gloves it. We get some more shoving this as Morgan Geekie in the middle of things. And now Greenway grabbing a hold of Pasternak by the back of the collar. Well, things certainly on edge here in the early going in game one. Buffalo ended up getting 2 shots on goal on that power play chance.
They had a couple quick plays down low, so you look for adjustments, if you're the Sabres, adjustments to make on the power play because they didn't have any success in game one. They tried to go right across the top of the crease twice in that last sequence.
Face off for Elias Lindholm, wins it back to Lohrei. Over to the left point here for Hampus Lindholm. Throws one wide to the short side. Ricochets around that far side circle. Lohrei batted toward the corner, but Samuelsson is there. Greenway will toss one through center ice. Glove down there by Hampus Lindholm. Pass into the middle for Elias is broken up by Dunn. Behind the net, Power gets it from Samuelsson. From the far corner, lobs one back out to center ice, and Hampus Lindholm again knocks that down with a glove. Geekie gets run over by the benches by Greenway, and it's a pile-up. 4 guys all down, and they're going to blow the play down as well.
Did he even have the puck?
Geekie you're talking about?
Yes.
I don't believe he did. Greenway didn't slow up at all.
It was in his skates.
Okay.
It was in his skates. Yep. Lindholm moved it up. It was in Geekie's skates, so he's looking down for it.
Right.
That's a good hit.
Ended up with kind of a domino effect.
There were 3 or 4 guys on the ice.
Face-off will be at center ice here for Minton and Thompson. Face-off win by Minton. Comes back into the Bruins zone. Swayman will hand it off for Aspero going around to the far side. Picked off by Thompson on the far wall, but McAvoy frees it up. Aspero clears it out. Usnadinov able to keep it moving. Here's Minton right circle, a shot that goes just wide. Aspero trying to get it back to the front, gets blocked off by Thompson and goes out of play.
Had Hagens going to the net, and I believe was that Stanley that slid trying to prevent that puck from getting across. That's good hustle there. Bruins got that puck out of the zone, moving north quickly. The speed of Minton gets to that puck first. Usnadinov seals off his man, and then they go on the attack. It was Stanley trying to take Usnadinov, and then Minton trying to get this pass across. So I think that was Connor Timmins that slid, trying to prevent that pass from getting across to Hagens.
Marco Sturm said a lot of good things about that kid line in game one. Said they were his best defensive line in that game.
Well, they were never in trouble.
Right. So puck comes into the Bruins zone, centering pass all the way across.
At the same time, you try to shield them a little bit who they're going against as well.
McAvoy gets the outlet pass across to the left wing side for Arvidsson. Stepping toward the left circle. Shot blocked by Timmins. Moves puck behind the net. McLeod steers off the far boards, but got out of the reach of Zucker. Comes right back deep. Stanley will try it around that far side, and Zucker Redirects it out toward the red line. Just under 12 minutes to play here in the first period. Scoreless. Hampus Lindholm sends it around the boards. Corrali on the far wall. Puck pop free to Doan. Kept in the zone, though, and Pete with a drive that goes wide.
Good hit by Jeannot.
Hampus along the near side boards. And now Jeannot gets wrestled down by Doan. Penalty coming against Buffalo.
Doan didn't like getting hit. He took the retaliation.
Jeannot left circle, a shot that broke off the glove of Lukin and up over the net. Back out of the blue line. Here's Pastrnak on as the extra skater. Took the shot. That one got blocked. Kept alive, though. Hampus gets it back from Corrali. Right along the blue line here under pressure. Plays it across ice, and Doan's going to get to that puck first and draw the whistle, and he will head to the box.
It's going to be a hook on Doan. He reached in on Jeannot as Jeannot was trying to get to that puck first, but Jeannot had run him over just prior.
So the Bruins will get their first power play of the game and a chance of the lead with 11:17 to go here in the first.
Yeah, not much of a hook, but he got it. They say he got it in on the hands. So saw a couple of those calls the other day.
Yeah. Bruins were 1 out of 3 on the power play against Buffalo in game 1. The one was the late goal by Pastrnak, which was essentially meaningless with about 7 seconds to go. 6-on-4 as a face-off win here in the offensive zone. McAvoy will give it over to Pastrnak from the top of the right circle. Sent into the slot. It hit Elias Lindholm, and the skate still loose. We get a Sabre without a stick. It's Tuck, but the puck will be cleared by McLeod. McAvoy chased back into his own zone here by McLeod. Pass over to Pastrnak. Gives to Zacha coming through the middle. Zacha in across the Buffalo line. Looking to deal it. Gets it over to the right side. Glove down by McAvoy. Back to Zacha. High slot. McAvoy center blue line. Over to that far side again for Pastrnak. Top of the circle. Down low for Zacha. Turns. Back to Pastrnak. A one-timer and wide.
Wow, he had the stick cocked. He wanted that puck. He got it from Zacha right where he wanted it. Maybe just a hair in front of him.
McAvoy waiting to set up the delay in the neutral zone. Had it knocked away from him. Bruins having to scramble back into their own zone here. And now Zacha under pressure from Greenway. Can't find it. They get tangled up. Elias Lindholm in the near corner. Hampus Lindholm will shovel it around behind the net. And Geekie backs it up. 54 seconds left on the power play.
It wasn't as bad as the shorthanded goal the Penguins allowed yesterday, but it wasn't very pretty either, though.
There's Minton coming through the neutral zone. Arvidsson gets it across the line. Middlestad along the near circle to Arvidsson and around the far side. James Hagen's out of that far corner. Stanley blocked his attempt to center. Arvidsson got it back to Hampus. Here's Middlestad, top of the left circle. Back up top for Hampus. Bringing it toward the left circle. Goes it across ice. Here's Minton. High slot. Shot is blocked by Timmins. Hagens has it out near the blue line. Gives out there to Hampus Lindholm at the left point. We get a penalty coming against Buffalo here again. Hampus over to the far circle, and Hagen's one-timer. Stanley got in the way.
Arvidsson just got wiped out again.
Pastrnak, high slot, shot, gets rebounded in front. Hampus left circle, crossing pass, and Hagen's misfired on the one-timer. And now the whistle comes with 3 seconds left on the penalty to Doan, and Timmins is going to join him in the box for a cross-check.
I know Arvidsson got wiped out in front. I wasn't sure if that's where the penalty occurred or not. A couple misfires and a couple big blocks by the Sabres. They're laying out. Lindy Ruff not exactly happy.
Oh. I mean, Timmins turned around and gave him a cross-check right in the upper chest.
And a second one.
Yeah.
I think Lindy Ruff was more upset about the call not being made in the Bruins zone.
End,
yes. You can't really complain about that one.
Right.
But yeah, he thought that that Zacha got away with a hook or a hold.
Yeah, he was battling with Greenway back inside the Bruins zone. So 3 seconds of 5-on-3 time. Buffalo is going to get a clear, so that is wiped out. And it's right back to a 5-on-4 here for the Bruins. 9:10 to go, first period, scoreless. Zacha coming out of his own zone. Goes with a long pass up the left side for Pastrnak. Stepping in left circle, right at the dot. Centering pass all the way across, going through the skates of Geekie. Zacha, far side circle. Elias trying to get it in front. It was blocked. Zacha keeps alive at the blue line. Sidesteps McLeod. Backhands for Elias Lindholm. Now McAvoy out at the right point. Zacha, right circle. Elias whipped it across, and Pastrnak had to play it off of Karam. McAvoy to Zacha far circle. Back up top. McAvoy faked a one-timer. Steps to his right. Gives it to Pasternak on the left. Into the slot. Tipped just wide by Elias Lindholm.
That was the look they wanted. Maybe a little overpassing on this power play right now, and they're off on their passes.
Pasternak regains entry. Tried to play it back along the blue line. Second effort gets it there. McAvoy, center of the blue line. Pasternak, top of the right circle. Pass into the slot. Ricochet down toward Zacha, the far side of the net. Sabres able to win it and clear it. 48 seconds left on the Bruins power play as they change personnel. Hampus Lindholm. Delays for Arvidsson coming through center ice. Steps across the line with Middlestat. To Higgins, to Hampus. Down low, Arvidsson touched in front from Minten. One-timer from between the circles. And the save by Luukkonen, and no rebound.
It's the best, the best chance up until that point was the Pasternak one-timer that he fired wide to the blocker's side. They missed on a couple of cross-ice passes, seam passes. At that time, we'll call it the second unit out there and effectively moving the puck around, working it high to low, and then right into that little bumper spot. That's a good save by Luukkonen.
32 seconds left on the power play. 7:51 left here in the first. Face off in the near circle to our left. Minten and McLeod. And Minten wins the draw. Arvidsson gets it back to Hampus Lindholm. Played it away from Tuck to Middlestat. Left wing corner Minten. Back to Middlestat at the hash marks. Again down low it comes to Minten. Trying to get it behind the net. Second effort does. Arvidsson backhanded on to Higgins. Right circle, and it slipped off his stick as he tried to pull it into a shooting position.
Yeah, and Middlestat was open in the slot there.
Clear here for Buffalo. 8 seconds left on the power play. Hampus Lindholm brings back the attacking blue line. Skates right in. Rims it around behind the net. Bouncing puck toward Hagen's far circle. Thompson to take away. Out of the box comes Timmins. Hagen's able to regain just inside the Buffalo zone, but he's all by himself as the Bruins were changing. Stanley has possession now for the Sabres as we approach 7 minutes to go in the first. Teams at full strength. Stanley sends it deep. Around to the near circle, Zadorov. Into the middle for Peak. Angles it off the boards through neutral ice for Jeannot. And Corrali able to win it back from Stanley, but a centering pass taken away by Thompson and lobbed back out to center. Peak trying to wait for everyone to get onside. Not sure he did. Crowd doesn't think he did. Kastelik's centering pass is broken up. Still loose near side circle, and it'll be lifted off the glass and out by Quinn. Jeannot going to gather right back into the Buffalo zone. Power comes over on him. Puck comes to Kastelik. Threw it out in front off of Krebs, and it's taken by Byram in the far corner for the Sabres. Byram from between the circles. Pass up through the neutral zone is deflected over the glass by Zach Benson. And we will take a timeout here with 6:15 to go in the first period. Bruins and Sabres scoreless here in Game 2 on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Sports don't get any tougher than hockey, and trucks don't get any tougher than Ford F-Series, F-150, and Super Duty. The trucks that move mountains also move parade floats and snowmobiles. With that versatility, it's no wonder Ford F-Series is the #1 selling pickup for 49 years straight. Visit your New England Ford dealers today for great offers. A proud partner of your Boston Bruins. Sales claim based on 1977 to 2025 calendar year total sales.
Score a hat trick with Avidia Bank's free checking. Get your paycheck up to 2 days early. Enjoy free ATMs through the Sum and All Point networks. And never get blindsided by minimum balance requirements or monthly fees. That's a win for your wallet, hockey fans. Visit AvidiaBank.com. Avidia Bank. Honest to goodness. Member FDIC. Member DIF.
This hockey season, the Shaw's and Star Market Foundation donated $50,000 to the Greater Boston Food Bank and have graciously agreed to continue the Feeding Puck for Families initiative throughout Boston's playoff run. This means, once again, every time Boston feeds the puck to help score a goal, the Shaw's and Star Market Foundation will continue to donate $100 to help end hunger here in our local communities. Tune into the games on 98.5 The Sports Hub and learn more about feeding the puck for families at 985thesportshub.com/feed the puck.
Hockey season is the perfect time to get a high-efficiency Peerless boiler. Be ready and start saving now. Find the Peerless boiler that's right for your home or business and a list of local installers at peerlessboilers.com. Remember, Peerless Boilers, the world's best built Boilers.
The Celtics play on the Sports Hub.
Fans, the Bruins return to TD Garden on Thursday night. Face off against these Sabres at 7 p.m. for round 1, game 3 of the 2026 playoffs presented by Rapid 7. Grab your seats now at bostonbruins.com/tickets to be part of the thrilling postseason action. 6:15 to go, first period here in Buffalo. No score, Bruins and Sabres in game 2. Faceoff will be right at center ice here for Elias Lindholm and Josh Norris. And now Norris tossed out, so Benson will get in there in his place. Elias 10-8 on faceoffs in game 1. Bruins had a slight edge in that department for the game. Hampus Lindholm tried to play a deep cut off by Byram. Right back on the Sabres. Norris off a crossing pass. Right circle, throws a backhander through the slot. Doan trying to redirect.
Yeah, turnover in the neutral zone leads to that rush chance.
Puck played up the near side boards and out with some help from Geekie. Norris back inside his own zone. Now Dahlin from the red line dumps to the right corner. Rimming around behind Swayman. To the far corner, Lohrei takes a hit. Puck comes in behind the net. Benson gets it off the near wall. Back to Dahlin at the right point. Throws one toward the front. Blocked by Elias Lindholm. Norris able to keep that alive out near the blue line. Benson turns and fires, and that one gloved by Swayman. And no rebound.
Yeah, you know, the turnovers, managing the puck, you know, higher percentage plays, that type of thing you're looking for. You don't have to force puck through skates or pucks through skates. Just make good decisions coming out of your own zone. They're a good transition team. They're going to come right back at you if you give them that puck in that area. But ironically enough, I mean, the goals they scored in game 1 were more off the forecheck.
Right. Puck around the far side wall. Arvidsson couldn't find the handle. Shot goes wide from that left point by Samuelsson. Arvidsson along the far side circle. Throws a reverse hit on Thompson. Aspero got it off the wall to Arvidsson. Through neutral ice. Zacha pushed it along to Middlestad on the left side. Fires across the ice. Ricocheted in behind. Zacha to Middlestad in front. And the blocker stopped by Luukkonen. Middlestad in the right corner. Pushed it back around toward the near side corner, and Tuck will pick up from there. His pass hit Thompson and bounced away from him. Dumped right back in by Husnadinov. Luukkonen out toward the far circle to set that puck up here for Samuelsson. 4:42 to go in this first period. Samuelsson. Pass sends McLeod into the Bruins zone. Peak, far side circle. Able to knock that puck loose. Higgins will bring out towards center ice. Bouncing puck to Minton. He throws one just wide on the glove side. Luukkonen having to be alert on that. Karam coming back out in front. Makes the stop and covers up. And we get yet another scrum breaking out.
At TD, they know when the lights are at their brightest, Boston is at its boldest, and the fans are at their loudest. This city was built for the playoffs, and they can't wait to cheer alongside you every step of the way, from puck drop to the final buzzer. TD, Bank of the Boston Bruins.
When it's really cold, you'll feel it in your bones. And your house will feel it in its pipes. Of course, if your pipes burst, you're going to feel it in your wallet, too. That's why Safety Insurance offers discounts to Massachusetts and New Hampshire homeowners if you have water leak devices or freeze detection systems. It's smart to think safety first. Ask an independent agent about Safety Insurance. We'll help you manage life storms.
Hi, I'm Paula Salamina, Business Development Manager at Blue Sky Restoration. What makes Blue Sky unique compared to other restoration companies? At Blue Sky, we take care of everything from beginning to end, so we're the only call you need to make. Visit gobluesky.com and we'll take it from there. Blue Sky, restoring your property and your life for a brighter tomorrow.
Bring on the spring at the Honda Spring Event. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 2.99% APR on a 2026 CRV or a 3.99% APR on a 2026 Passport. Hurry into your Honda dealer today.
See dealer for financing details.
This is Boston's home for sports.
4:23 left here in the first period. Bruins and Sabres scoreless through the first 15 minutes plus of game 2. Boston will have a face-off in the attack zone down to our left. It'll be Kastelik to take it and win it. Janot gets it across ice to the left point for Zadorov. Throws it toward the front, kick back toward the near side circle. Corrali and Dunn doing battle along the near wall. Mallenstein involved there as well. Zadorov holds it in as it comes back to the blue line. Now it comes out. And Janot will backhand it right back deep. Timmins going back behind his net. Shoved by Janot up the near side wall. It comes to Mallenstein near the red line. Kastelik takes away his pass in the middle. And that one tossed toward the wide side of Luukkonen, who was expecting an icing that didn't come, I think.
Oh, they're calling that off right away.
Timmins gives into the middle for Benson. Lifted toward the right wing corner. Benson wiped out against Lohrei. Hampus Lindholm around that far side. Pasternak clears towards center ice. Geekie got a stick on it, but Power regains. Doan circles back through his own zone. Geekie trying to lift that stick away, get that puck away from him as Doan carries all the way to the Boston line. Goes in behind the net. Hampus Lindholm relieves him the puck. Geekie loose puck onto Hampus off that far side wall. It'll be Benson will hold in, throws it in front with Doan right there. And Swayman got a piece of that. Came bouncing back out in front.
Oh, great effort by Doan. Second effort down on his knees.
Benson sends back to Byram at the left point. Doan out near the blue line. Angles it off the far wall. Lohrei battling with Norris as they went toward the far corner. Lohrei will pick up a loose puck behind the net.
Yeah, Bruins need a change, though.
Skated up to the red line and dump in from there. Byram inside his own zone, far circle, played it back toward the net. Thompson couldn't handle it. Pasternak over to the far circle, and Zacha with a chance from in tight, down low.
Nope.
Puck will get cleared out. McAvoy stood up Krebs. Crowd looking for a penalty there.
They wanted interference.
Zacha to Middlestat. Loose puck near the red line. Aspero's got it. Zacha will flip it toward the right side, and Arvidsson gets it deep. Dahlin shoved by Zacha as they come toward the near corner. Tuck able to bounce it free to Krebs. Now Tuck over to the far side for Samuelsson. Skates into the Boston zone. Shot in and out of Swayman's glove. Gathered in behind the net. Off the near side wall to come to Dahlin at the right point with a shot. Knocked down, and McAvoy forced it into the far corner. Standing pressure over there from Krebs. Puck will come free to Zacha. Behind the net, Aspero to Middlestat. Near side wall. Throws it through center ice. He takes a hit along the near boards from Tuck.
He had no one to give the puck to there.
Puck will get dumped back in here by McLeod. Zadorov, far side circle playing the man. Puck was still loose. Sent behind the net here for McLeod. A centering pass. He had Zucker coming right down the doorstep. Zucker in the far corner. Takes a heavy hit from Zadorov, but got the puck back to Timmins. His shot hit a man in front. Puck cleared by Middlestat. Husnudinov
by himself.
Gets the puck deep into Buffalo's zone so they can finish the change. Stanley towards Zucker. Kick back in across the line, and that's offside here against Boston. And we'll see a meeting of the minds over by that Buffalo bench here. Peak right in the middle of this one for the Bruins. Cooler heads prevail with a minute to go here in this first period.
Yeah, a couple close calls for Bruins. Buffalo trying to be physical again. Tucker wasn't a hard hit by Middlestat. It knocked him down, and then Samuelsson came across and finished on Arvidsson towards the end of that shift. You said the fans wanted a penalty on McAvoy for interference. Borderline, puck gets chipped by him. He's in between. He was going to pinch, and he didn't. Now he's standing still, and the puck gets chipped by him. And, you want to chip a guy, but you don't want to take the interference call. You chip him and slow him down and let your partner come over to make the play.
There's puck held in here by Peak and a long shot. Taken with a glove by Luukkonen as Corrali was in front. So another face-off in the offensive zone with 49.4 to go in this period. Marco Sturm will send
Lindholm and Pasternak and Geekie out. Offensive zone face-off.
These three responsible for all 3 goals in game 1. 3-point nights each for Pasternak and Geekie. Pasternak, it was his 40th career postseason goal, up to 90 points in the playoffs in his career now as well. As off the faceoff, Zadorov tried to cross it to him. Gets it off at Karam, does Pasternak. Sends it down the near circle. Puck hit a skate, still loose. Geekie trying to get his stick to it, but tangled up with Byram. And Power has it stolen by Geekie right in front. Pasternak fanned on it and then gets a stick in the skates of Norris, who goes down, and a penalty coming.
Yeah. I think that was Byram that, I don't think Pasternak fanned on it. I think Byram got his stick just on Pasternak's stick, just as he was trying to take that quick one-timer. Nice play by Geekie to strip of the puck and then try to make that quick pass in front to Pasternak. Nope, you're absolutely right. He fanned on it completely. And then he tripped up Norris, so definite penalty there. I thought maybe Byram had gotten a piece of it, but no, Pasternak just missed.
So with 30 seconds to go in the period, second power play coming for Buffalo. Faceoff will come back into the Bruins zone to the right of Jeremy Swayman. And off the draw, McAvoy gets it behind the net. Hampus Lindholm will get the clear. Luukkonen shovels it back out in front of his net here for Dahlin. Dahlin skates it to center ice. Right wing pass to Thompson, and they gain entry. Chipped it deep. Dahlin and McAvoy battling for it along the end wall. Around the near side it'll come. Norris backhands it back around. It goes all the way to the far corner, and Elias Lindholm clears.
A couple good extra shots by McAvoy on Dahlin while he's got him back there.
And that will bring us to the end of the first period. Sabres will carry 90 seconds of power play time over to start the second after a scoreless 20 minutes here in Game 2 in Buffalo. We'll be back to talk about that first period in a moment on the 98.5 The Sports Hub, Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local.
The Honda Spring Event. Now's the time to check out the Honda Civic and HR-V from Honda, the 2025 Kelley Blue Book Best Value brand. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 4.99% APR on a 2026 Civic, a 4.49% APR on a 2026 Civic Hybrid, or a 3.49% APR on a 2026 HR-V.
See dealer for financing details. Exclude Civic SI and Type R. Based on 2025 Consumer Choice Awards from Kelley Blue Book. Visit kpp.com for more information.
Hey, hockey fans, it's Bob Beers. If you're ready to upgrade your outdoor living space, look no further than TimberTech Decking and Railing. TimberTech is the #1 premium composite decking brand, and it's tough enough to handle anything. It looks just like real wood, but without the costly maintenance of a wood deck. It won't rot, warp, splinter, or peel, ever. And it's backed by industry-leading warranties, so your deck will last year after year after year. Connect with a local contractor or order free samples at timbertech.com to see the TimberTech difference for yourself. TimberTech, everything wood should be.
NHL fans, get yourself some great looks this season and get Boston Bruins tickets at Ticketmaster. As the official ticket marketplace of the Bruins and the NHL, Ticketmaster has a wide selection of tickets available for every game, so you can catch all the action live all season long. If your plans change, you can sell or transfer your tickets, and mobile tickets make it easy to get into the arena in time for puck drop. With Ticketmaster, you'll ensure that when they shoot, you'll score. Get tickets today at Ticketmaster.com/Bruins.
Hockey's not just a game. It's a clash of sticks. It's sprays of ice and crazy saves. It's slap shots and the scrape of blades. It's an endless series of touch-and-go moments that make you feel alive. Through the highs and lows, you march your way down the long road to the playoffs alongside your team, with your jersey on and your heart on your sleeve, because they couldn't do it without you. And when you're there for your team, the NHL store is there for you. Check out the largest selection of official NHL gear at NHLshop.com. A Fanatics experience.
Looking to boost your career? Explore UMass Lowell's graduate degrees at uml.edu/success. Get started May 18th at UMass Lowell.
I'm a 100% kind of guy, so I got Verizon Fios. It's 100% fiber internet because I do everything at 100%.
What game should we watch?
100% of them.
She hits a
Penalty kick.
out of the park!
From way downtown for a
Beautiful shot on a degree.
You either have 100% fiber internet or you don't. Get Verizon Fios. It's super fast and reliable with ultra low lag. It's 100% or nothing. Call 1-833-VERIZON to switch today.
Go teams!
With Popeye's new $5 faves menu, you can get this 3-piece chicken, this 3-piece tenders, this chicken sandwich, or these 2 regular sides for just $5 a piece. I know you can't see what I see, but trust me, those bold Louisiana flavors look so good, you might just have to get them all. Now there's an idea.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
Limited time at participating U.S. restaurants. Price may vary. Terms apply.
Boston Sports Talk, the Sports Hub.
Bruins and Sabres played a scoreless first period, joined downstairs by Fraser Minton. Coming into Game 2, you got your first chance at a playoff game in Game 1. How do you feel comfortability-wise?
Yeah, I feel good. Good to get the first one under the belt. Never really know what it's going to be like, but it was a unreal atmosphere. Tons of energy in this building again tonight. Hard not to get up for these, so just going to leave it all out there again tonight.
What do you feel like the biggest key was to turning things around after the Game 1 loss?
Biggest key, I'm not sure. Just try to forget about it as fast as we can. The results, obviously, and it's in the past. So just we've been good at rebounding all year long. So get back to your process, do what works for you, and come out with the belief and effort that's going to take to get the win tonight.
Marco said your line was his best defensively in Game 1. How do you translate that into offense in Game 2?
Yeah, it's tough. We want to score too. We don't just want to be good defensively. We want to contribute as bad as everyone else. So I'm going to keep going to the net, keep shooting pucks, keep being hard on the forecheck, and confident when we get our looks. Thanks
for the time. Good luck in the second.
Yeah, thanks.
Thanks to Fraser Minton for joining us. He's brought to you by TD Bank. TD card holders score special benefits at TD Garden, from pro shop discounts and free tours to free popcorn and more. Learn more at the TD Garden website. TD Bank, bank of the Boston Celtics and Bruins. No score after 20 minutes here. What did you think of Bruins' approach through the first 20?
Pretty good pace, physical, a lot of scrums. But, that's secondary to kind of the way the period went. I thought that Buffalo came out hard. They had some pretty good chances early on. But the Bruins, they essentially had 2 breakaways in that period, right? Yeah. Kastelic had a short-handed breakaway, and then Arvidsson had a breakaway coming out of the box. It wasn't a clear-cut one. He had to track the puck down and then cut across from deep, from almost the base of the circle as he tried to cut across to his forehand. I thought when the Bruins had the puck in the offensive zone, they passed up a couple of shot attempts, and they were off on some of their passes. And when they did make the passes, they either blocked or missed the net. Luukkonen had to make some saves, don't get me wrong, but there was opportunity there for more, I thought, offensively for them. And, Minton, just talking right there, that line used their speed. They were involved. They had a good chance going to the net, looking for, I believe it was Hagen's going back door. But I think defensively early on, I thought the Bruins needed to get things sorted out a little bit more quickly, or a little bit more quickly, I should say, in their defensive zone. They're forechecking today, though. When they have an opportunity, so they evened out the period. Each team had a couple of power plays in that period. I mean, Buffalo's still working on one going into the second here, but I think the Bruins were just a little bit off. I mean, Pastrnak was set up perfectly from Zacha there. Might have been a little on his front foot, and then he was set up by Geekie and he fanned on it. Yeah, went through his skates, and then he took the offensive zone penalty. So, there were plays there to be made that they didn't quite make, and whether that was the product of a little overpassing or just being a little off in the offensive zone. And Buffalo scrambling to get themselves into position to block some of those shots. I mean, Timmins had a couple of big blocks there. So emotions are running high. Anytime a Sabre gets touched, this crowd goes crazy, which you expect. And, Lindy Ruff was fuming when Greenway got interfered with by Zacha, shorthanded. I didn't get a good look at the replay, so I can't give you an opinion on it, but certainly the fans gave an opinion on it. So it's, that's the emotions of the game. And, as a player, it's fun to hear that stuff. It's fun to hear a crowd that's really into it, even if they're against you. Then you can play you against the world, right?
It's just the emotion in the building.
Yeah, exactly. That's, a lot of fun playing playoff hockey. And that was a good pace of that period. It was good intensity. It was a good physical play, a little nastiness, and at the same time, trying to play the game the right way.
Just real quick, you talked about, a little bit about the Bruins power play chances. They went back-to-back essentially 4 straight minutes of power play time in that first period. They only got 1 shot on goal to show for it. Top unit especially, you said at the time, a little bit of overpassing perhaps.
Midden had the best chance, right?
Yeah.
That was a good passing play on the second unit. And Pasternak had the chance just before that, before they went off the ice on the line change when he shot it wide to the blocker side. That was a good setup from Zacha. He wanted that puck. He got it, and he just trying to go far side and miss.
90 seconds left on the penalty here to Pasternak. So the Sabres will open up the second period on the power play. On their first opportunity, you pointed out a couple of things about what they're trying to do and where they're sending the puck.
I thought they filtered pucks to the front of the net from almost the goal line. Looking for a tip, puck off a skate, or going backdoor. All three of those things are good things that can happen. Midden came back and made a nice play defensively on one of them, making sure that puck didn't get across. And then they did get a puck to the net right after that, and it was Benson who had the rebound chance, and Swayman made a nice save on him on the rebound. But it seemed like, and then maybe it's just coincidence, we'll watch again here, but they tried to get that puck, going east-west, down low, right in front of Swayman. And you're hoping that good things happen there. They also gave up a breakaway shorthand.
Right.
So, their power play, for as many things as the Bruins have battled this season, the Sabres power play has come up empty here. And I know you had the stat for the end of the regular season. I don't look too much into that stat. I firmly believe you hit the reset button when the playoffs start. But it got frustrating them a little bit. It got frustrating for them a little bit in game 1 on the power play, because it started good, and then the last 2 or 3 they were not good, and it kind of sucked some of the momentum out of them.
Yeah, 0 for 22. They finished off the regular season. Now 0 for 5 so far in this series, but they'll have the power play to start the second. No score at the end of 2 here in Game 2. We're going to check in the Sports Hub headlines when we return on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Now at the 99 Restaurant, kids eat free the day after the Red Sox win. Get a free kids meal with every adult entree purchased. It's a win-win. The 99 Restaurant, the official family restaurant of the Boston Red Sox.
With energy prices all over the map, make the switch to propane. Bursar Gas and Oil has kept propane prices steady all winter long. Visit bursargasandOil.com today. Bursar delivers what others promise.
Travel doesn't just show students the world, it reveals who they can become. For many students, the barrier isn't curiosity, but cost. Hi, this is Greg Bottenhorn, CMO of Jasby. We believe travel can change a student's life, and we're proud to partner with the Suddy Youth Foundation, helping students without the resources experience the world with their classmates. The Suddy Youth Foundation has impacted over 10,000 students and awarded $1.8 million in scholarships. If you're a teacher with a student who could benefit, or you'd like to donate, visit sytayouthfoundation.org, because all youth deserve the chance to see the world and their place in it.
Builders, remodelers, and homeowners, listen up. Partner with one of the most trusted, independently owned lumberyards and showrooms around, Cape Cod Lumber and CCL Homescapes. Visit CCL's newly renovated kitchen showroom and get inspired as soon as you walk through the door. Explore the latest trends from the most reliable kitchen cabinet manufacturers in the industry. Check out dozens of color combinations and popular styles in our refreshed showroom in Abington. Visit us online at cclco.com or in person at CCL Homescapes in Abington. CCL, 100% employee-owned and operated.
It can be hard to talk about your problem gambling. So at the Massachusetts Problem Gambling Helpline, we've come up with some easy ways to start the conversation. Hey, hi, howdy, good morning, g'day, mate. If you're struggling with problem gambling and don't know where to start, call the Massachusetts Problem Gambling Helpline and start with hello, or any variation of it. Call for support anytime, anywhere at 800-327-5050.
Termites swarming like it's opening day, ticks swarming up in your yard, ants breaking camp in your kitchen. Spring means pests are back in play, so call in the defense. Use Burgess Pest, my go-to for fast, local, year-round protection. Almost 100 years strong. BurgessPest.com. Built for New England, built to stop pests.
Champions play here. The Sports Hub. Sports Hub headlines. Presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
The Bruins official mobile app is here. Download to access the latest team news, game highlights, special offers, and more. Get connected to the team 24/7 and visit bostonbruins.com/mobile app to download. The Bruins and Sabres knotted up at nothing at the end of the first period. The Sabres will open the second period on the power play. Looking at other scores around the NHL, one game in action right now. They're about halfway through, under 13 minutes to go in the second period. The Canadian and Lightning's tied at 1, but get this, 18 combined penalties in that game. 18 already, with more than half the game to go. 2 games with puck dropping later tonight. The Mammoth and Golden Knights at 9:30. Vegas leads that series 1-0. And the Kings and Avalanche at 10. The Avs lead that series 1-0. Meanwhile, locally, the Celtics just tipped off their second half against the Philadelphia 76ers and are chasing a deficit. After a big second quarter by the Sixers, it's 72-65 Philly, 7 minutes to go in the third quarter in that one. Meanwhile, the Red Sox trail the Yankees 3-0 in the bottom of the 7th inning. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Enjoy quick and convenient vehicle maintenance this month. Visit NewEnglandOilChange.com for 15% off your drive-thru oil change at Valvoline Instant Oil Change, the official oil change of busy people. I'm Alex Barth. Ryan and Bob have the call of the second period coming up next, right here on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
In 1977, Ford F-Series became the best-selling trucks in America. 33 million trucks later, we've kept that title every year since. And that's a formula we plan on repeating. Ford F-Series, built Ford tough. The best-selling trucks in America for 49 years and counting. Based on 1977 to 2025 calendar year industry reported total sales.
98.5 The Sports Hub and the Bruins Radio Network welcome the following new partners. Your New England Chevy dealers and the Chevy Silverado. TimberTech Decking and Railing, #1 in premium decking. Order free samples at timbertech.com. Blue Sky Restoration. Tune in to hear this date in history being restored by Blue Sky all season long. And remember, if you have a property disaster, visit goblusky.com. And your Boston area Lexus dealers. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer today. From the home of the Bruins, thank you for joining our winning team.
At Service Credit Union, trust isn't just a value, it's their promise. A promise to stand with those who serve our communities every day. I'm Charlie McAvoy, and I'm proud to partner with Service Credit Union to support the health, safety, and financial well-being of first responders. With competitive rates, easy online banking, and personal service, Service Credit Union puts people before profits. Service Credit Union. Success built on trust, banking built on service. Become a member today at servicecu.org/73 reasons and join thousands making a difference.
New 94 Octane, available exclusively at Sunoco, the highest octane on the market. It's the fuel you need to help unlock your engine's full potential. So if you're the kind of driver who's serious about what's under your hood, then there's only one fuel that can drive the performance you demand from your car. 94 Octane. Nothing else will match it. Go to Sunoco.com to find a participating station near you.
Breaking news for your home. Wayday. Wayfair's big sale is almost here, and you can score the best deals in home. Like up to 80% off everything home. Yes, you heard that right. 80% off with free shipping on everything. Plus surprise flash deals all Wayday long. We're talking outdoor furniture and essentials, rugs, and more. All at Wayfair, and all up to 80% off during Wayday. Shop Wayfair's Wayday from April 25th through 27th.
Wayfair, every style, every home. In today's fast-moving job market, staying ahead means keeping your skills sharp. At University of Maryland Global Campus, we help keep your capabilities cutting edge with our skills-based education programs designed to move your career forward. Explore more than 135 degrees and certificates in business, cybersecurity, and more. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start May 13th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chef.
The game is on the Sports Hub.
Benson, wide-angle shot, save made by Swayman. Rebound out in front, and Swayman got a left pad on it against Benson. Puck angles out of the zone. Arvidsson's got a break to the net. Goes in front, and Luukkonen with a left pad stays with him, makes that save, and covers it up. Yeah, flurry of activity there as part of that first period, which ends up being a scoreless first period. Shots on goal were 8-7 in favor of the Sabres. Bruins had 25 attempts. 11 of them missed the net, 7 of them blocked in that first period. Sabres with 19 attempts, and they'll open up the second period on the power play for the first 90 seconds. By the way, the face-off numbers, 18 out of 20 face-offs in that first period won by the Bruins.
Yeah, they control, and there were a number of them in the offensive zone. Now you'd like to see them, and they tried a couple of offensive zone face-off plays. Sabres had it pretty well scouted out, though. You know, that cross-ice pass for Pastrnak, looking for him in the left wing circle. Off the face-off from the other side. A little overpassing. A little off on the mark on the shots, and, you know, some good blocks by the Buffalo Sabres in that first period.
Pastrnak in the box for the first 90 seconds of the period as Thompson wins the face-off to get it started. Bruins will defend down to our left and shoot to our right here in period number 2 as Dahlin starts it out. He's got Thompson on the right side, dumps it in from the red line. Around the near side boards, Zucker pushed into the corner by McAvoy. Both guys tumble down, and Hustadinov takes the puck and goes. Up the right side he comes, to the right circle. Driving to the side of the net, goes around behind. Still in possession, far corner. Shoved to the wall by Dahlin, and Quinn able to pull the puck free. 57 seconds left on the Buffalo power play. McAvoy with a stick knocks down a pass on entry, but here's Thompson moving right in front. Juggled loose and still loose in that far circle. Crossing pass, and Quinn one-times it up over the net. Kastelik and Hustadinov get it out of the zone. Kastelik could have gone the other way in a hurry.
I thought he would go off after the initial rush. He stayed out, and all he's got to do is chip that puck to Kastelik. He's got another breakaway.
Kastelik had a short-handed break in that first period as puck gets to the Boston blue line, and Kastelik takes it away from McLeod and dumps it right back to the Buffalo zone. 18 seconds left on the Pastrnak penalty as Byram skates up to the red line. Left side pass for Benson. Can't get it through Peak, and he'll send it all the way back down.
A couple good chances on that last sequence, though, by the Sabres. Big one-timer inside the left wing circle.
Tuck from the red line pushed it forward. Elias Lindholm sends it back the other way, and Pastrnak out of the box and onside. Gives it to Geekie right circle. Under pressure, he'll rim it around toward the far side. Elias Lindholm gets it right back to the back of the net. Pastrnak trying to drag it out in front, taken away. And Tuck will skate the Sabres forward. Pass to his left for Benson. Hustled away from it by Aspero. Geekie pass across ice, has Pastrnak coming up the left wing side. Top of the circle, crossing pass. Elias Lindholm shot it just wide. And it ricochets all the way back down to the Bruins zone.
Great chance. Aspero coming right through the middle. Opens up the seam from left wing over to right wing for Elias Lindholm. Try to go high blocker.
Arvidsson in the neutral zone, gets it to Geekie. Tips across the line and chases it down along the left circle around the near side wall. Arvidsson throws one to the net. Luukkonen kicks a long rebound to that far circle. Stanley and Geekie tangled up over there.
Geekie just prior.
Puck gets poked out into neutral ice. Greenway trying to get through everyone. Dunn loses his helmet over by the Buffalo bench here. Stanley between the circles, a shot. And Swayman directs that up over the glass out of play.
I mean, a good chance for the Bruins coming down that right wing side, and we just talked about it, kind of missing the net in that first period the way that they did, and Elias Lindholm ripping it wide to the blocker side. But the Sabres with a couple of good chances to, Thompson brings that puck strong to the front of the net. He's hard to bring off the puck. I think McAvoy might have got a piece of that one-timer from the left wing circle.
Yeah. Zadorov sent it toward the far side, picked off. A chance in front for Norris, and that one goes up and over.
Benson, all kinds of contact there with Swayman in front of the net. Might have been helped.
Corrali tossed it down into the right wing corner. Janot with a hit to free it up. Corrali steps in behind the net. Out in front, Janot, 2 chances. And Luukkonen with 2 saves and then covers before Kastelik can get a third opportunity.
He's been good. He was very shaky in the first period in game 1. Then he settled in, and he's been good here again today. Bruins have helped him a little bit, but that's a good opportunity. Corrali finding Janot for one chance, and I don't know if they got a second opportunity off of it, but they're digging away at it.
Luukkonen, the 27-year-old Finn, played his first career playoff game on Sunday night. 17 saves on 20 Bruins shots in that one. Has stopped 9 so far in this one. Faceoff will be to his left for Minton and Krebs. And Minton wins it cleanly. Back to Peak at the right point. Shot hits a body in front. Hagens had it knocked away from him near circle. Came back to Peak. Threw it in front. Minton drags it around behind. Sends it back out into the slot as Husnudinov got knocked down. Puck along the end boards here. Power lost it back to Hagens. Far corner, he's pinned against the wall by Krebs. Minton digs in for it as well as Power. Hagens still has it in his skates. Hagens able to get that puck free, but Thompson was there to take away. Outlet pass misses. Thompson coming through neutral ice. Peak back ahead of him. On the end board, Zadorov get it back toward the near corner, but Krebs is there for the Sabres. Hagens wins it back along the near side wall. Minton gets it out of his zone. Byram backing inside his own end here for Buffalo. His pass right up the middle. Tips off the stick of Peak and comes back behind Swayman with Zadorov bringing it back out. Bruins going from left to right here in the second. Dump in from the red line. All the way around the near boards. Tipped right back out of the zone off of Dahlin. Hampus Lindholm got it from Swayman. Borai under pressure behind his net from Quinn. Forced into the far corner. Turns over far wall. McLeod from the right corner to Quinn. Near side circle. A centering pass looking for Zucker. Elias Lindholm helped break that up. And puck along the side of the net. It'll be covered now by Swayman to draw a whistle.
Unnecessary pressure. It's a handoff from Swayman over to Lindholm. He's going to bump it back over to Lohrei, and it just... You can't have the drag in decision making while you're standing still. You know, he's taking a look. He really didn't see a whole lot. You know, the forwards can do a better job of getting themselves in position for him to help him out, but then the pressure's on him.
Face off in the defensive zone. Sabres win this one. Doan gets it back to the point. Here's Samuelson, throws it in front, tipped and wide by Norris. Far side corner. McAvoy, the rolling puck coming behind the net, got tripped up against Doan. Arvidsson along the near wall, will get it back behind the net, and Aspero's got some room up the left side. Pass intended for Middlestat. Dahlin jumps in front there. Toss now into the Buffalo zone. Arvidsson's got a step and scores! Victor Arvidsson got behind the defense, and a backhander beats Luukkonen to give the Bruins the lead.
Yeah, alert play by Aspero. He tried to go up the wall initially, and it gets blocked away, and then he has the high flip, and it's going to be Arvidsson who tracks this puck down behind Samuelson, who's chasing him down. Arvidsson on the backhand, going to slide this one. It looks like 5-hole. That's the high flip that gets past Samuelson, past everybody, and 5-hole there on Luukkonen. Backhand opportunity. Arvidsson had a chance in the first period, tried to go with the forehand. This one he's being chased down by Samuelson, stays on the backhand.
So Victor Arvidsson's first point of this postseason.
Well, that line was talked about, right? After last game, -3 each.
And Marco Sturm said they have to be better. Well, they give the Bruins a 1-0 lead here, 5 minutes into the second period. Arvidsson, 25 goals during the regular season. That is his 16th career postseason goal. As Jeannot chasing a puck deep into Buffalo territory, but Stanley will just win the race for the icing.
Fans, hockey season's the perfect time to get a high-efficiency Peerless boiler. Be ready and start saving now. Find the Peerless boiler that's right for your home or business, and a list of local installers at peerlessboilers.com. Remember, Peerless Boilers, the world's best built boilers.
Aspero will get the assist on that goal, his first point in his second career playoff game. As a face-off win by Kastelik.
Yeah, way up the icing call here, and Buffalo comes out with their top line.
Bruins get it cleared. Byram back inside his own blue line. Skates up to the red. Tosses in toward the slot. Zadorov gloves it down and plays it away from Tuck, and now it's deflected up over the glass along that far side now to play.
Yeah, a lot of eyes on Thompson in that game one. Tuck had a really good game as well. That line obviously very good, but Tuck did a lot of good things in that game. He's up for contract. This is going to be an interesting offseason. He plays like that. There's rumors about what he wants. I'm not sure exactly, but
30-plus goals, 3 of the last 4 seasons. An unrestricted free agent. Final year of a 7-year contract at just under $5 million per. He's off this face-off. Minton able to carry the Bruins out. Husnudinov on the right side. Kicks it onto his stick and sends it deep. In behind the net. Hagen centering pass.
Just missed Husnudinov.
Yeah, he was coming out in front. Just hadn't quite gotten there yet. Bruins back from their own blue line here. Hampus on the right side finds Husnudinov. Walking down the wall against Samuelson. Samuelson hits the deck. Puck comes bounding free. Quinn along the near side boards against Hagens. Now Samuelson has Husnudinov pinned against the glass. Still battling for it with 3 Sabres and 2 Bruins along this near side wall. Came free to Laura. Walks it toward the high slot. To the left wing boards and around behind the net he sends it. Samuelson able to peel it free back toward the near circle. Headman pass to McLeod coming through neutral ice. Zucker just inside the Boston line. Throws one toward the front, blocked off from the far corner. Pasternak to Hagens and gets it out of the zone.
Hagens does.
Stanley drives one right back in deep. Pasternak had it bounce off his stick. Here's Benson coming across to the left circle. Blocked by McAvoy. Benson out of the near corner. Back to Stanley at the left point. Into the middle. Timmons tried a shot and gets blocked off toward the corner. Stanley a drive from the left point. Goes well wide. And Pasternak will lob it back out to center ice. Hagens will get to the bench. 7 minutes into the second period. Bruins leading by 1. McAvoy shoving Doan aside. Puck comes just outside the Boston line. Doan gathers it back in. Cross ice pass taken away by Pasternak. He throws it up ice. Bruins go for a change as Timmons circles back to get it. His pass through center missed Thompson, but apparently got a piece of it. Bruins will send it back the other way. Middlestat backhanding into the offensive zone. Byram behind his net. Chased toward the near side by Arvidsson. And goes up over the glass. And it's going to be a penalty. Byram's going to get a delay of game call here. With 12:22 to go in the second. Bruins with a 1-0 lead and a power play when we return on the 98.5 The Sports Hub. Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
The game is on, and the snacks from Big Y? Oh, yeah. Freshly made wings, platters, pizzas, and 30-inch super subs. Big Y makes the crowd go wild. Big Y, nicely done.
At Citizens, we help make sense of your money and all your money questions.
Is there a right way to prep for my future?
Do I keep renting or finally buy?
How big of a nest should my nest egg be?
Is cash still king?
If money talks, what's it say to me?
Can I become king of the hill in Beacon Hill?
Whatever money questions you have, Citizens has the answers. Make sense of your money at citizensbank.com/made-ready. Member FDIC.
No components means no connection. New Power is a global distributor built for tight supply. We stock and source memory, CPUs, GPUs, ICs, and more. New Power keeps parts moving because parts don't sleep. Visit newpowerww.com. They're hiring.
Ryan Williams here with 128 Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric, the official home service company of the Boston Red Sox. April means baseball is back. Fenway is buzzing, and before you know it, that first hot day of the year sneaks up on you. The good news is that April is for the early birds, those who get their AC installed or replaced before the summertime rush. Now through May, save up to $2,000 on an air conditioning install with 128. Just mention the early bird when you book at call128.com and go Sox.
Your hot takes on the Sports Hub.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification across the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network.
From the Town Fair Tire Studios, this is Boston's home for sports. WBCF FM at HD Boston 98.5, the Sports Hub. Easy Media Group Station.
Bruins with a 1-0 lead, 12:22 to go, second period. And now a power play chance as well, as Bowen Byram called for sending the puck over the glass. Third power play of the game for Boston. They'll have to chase the puck all the way back down toward Jeremy Swayman to start it. Boston moving from left to right here in the second period as McAvoy skates out toward his own blue line and hands off for Elias Lindholm. To Zacha coming through the center ice circle. To the left wing side to Geekie. Comes down the left circle and sends it around behind the net. Zacha near side corner. Back to Pasternak at the blue line. Now over to McAvoy. Pasternak top of the right circle. Shot goes wide on the stick side. McAvoy on the far wall to keep alive. Lost it far circle and the puck gets cleared all the way down. Minute 18 left on the man advantage. McAvoy picks it up from behind Swayman. To Geekie in the neutral zone. Geekie will flip the delay back here for Zacha. Now to Elias Lindholm. They traded a couple of times. Pasternak inside the zone. McAvoy shot. Hit Elias Lindholm between the circles, and that puck will get cleared. 55 to go on the power play. McAvoy to Pasternak trying for a give and go to get across the blue line. Mallenstein snuffed that out. Minton brings the Bruins back toward the attacking blue line, and then it's crossed up.
It's something that's never practiced. When the puck doesn't go all the way down, when it just comes back into the neutral zone, your neutral zone regroup to attack on the power play, it's never practiced.
Right.
Or at least I don't see it practiced. It's always practice coming from your own zone.
Right. There's Minton handing off to Arvidsson. He gains entry on the left side. Middlestat threw one in front. Kicked on into the right wing corner. Hagens. Minton back around toward that near side circle. Arvidsson over here. Now it comes to Hampus Lindholm. Stepping to the slot. And a shot blocked by Timmins.
Timmins has had a couple good blocks. Just waited a little too long to get that shot away.
Bruins coming back across the line. Hagens pass into the skates of Timmins and
neutral
clear.
zone.
Yep. Exactly what you were just talking about there. Power play over.
Yeah, I mean, everybody knows what they need to do, where they should be when the puck goes all the way down the ice. And you come up as a group, you know, with that delay play.
Kastelik gets it behind the net here. Corrali. We got a collision and a penalty coming. They're going to get Jeannot for interference, it looks like, as he and Krebs collided away from the puck. So the Bruins 0 for 3 on the power play, and now Buffalo will get its third opportunity of the game.
I think Jeannot thought that Krebs went down pretty easily.
No interference, the call. Shrug of the shoulders for my partner watching the replay. Faceoff will be brought back into the Bruins zone here. 10:01 to go in the second. Bruins leading 1-0. Trying to even this series at a game apiece. McAvoy wraps it around the near side wall, held in by Quinn. Dahlin sent it toward the slot. Hampus Lindholm fires it right back out and down the ice. Dahlin circles back behind his net. Pass up the right side here for Thompson. Chips in on the right wing wall. Norris tried to angle it toward the net. Swayman played it away from the side of the net. Thompson wins a battle behind. Quinn gets it back to Dahlin, center blue line. Quinn, left circle to Thompson, trying to get out in front. He does with a backhand, and Swayman makes the save, and the rebound cleared.
He's got a number of different plays he likes to make. That time he tried to, Thompson I'm talking about, had his back to Swayman and tried to pull that puck to his forehand as he spun around to face him.
Norris brings the Sabres ahead. Minute 8 to go on their power play. Off the near wall. Peak able to get a stick in there. Can't gain possession cleanly. Dahlin at the blue line. On to Quinn. In behind the net. Zadorov has Zucker wrapped up back there. Comes back toward the near side. And Norris back to Quinn. Quinn skates down south of the hash mark. Stops. Steals back up top for Dahlin. Quinn again. Left circle. Back to Dahlin. One-timer. And Husnudinov blocked it but broke his stick in the process. Elias Lindholm on the far boards, can't get it out. Dahlin, high slot, back over to Quinn, one-timer blocked by Peak. Norris keeps it moving to the far side for Thompson. 25 to go on the power play. Kusnedinov still without a stick. Thompson fires around him and wide of the net. They get a good carom here.
Did the Bruins a favor there. Got to win a couple battles here at defensive zone. That play along the boards, get that puck out.
Kusnedinov off, replaced by Minton. Thompson back into the Bruins zone. Dahlin has a pass blocked by Minton that goes out of play.
Especially when, the other forward on the ice doesn't have a stick. You got a chance. You got the puck on your stick on the half wall. And I know that Thompson's a good player. I get it. But, if he's taking the boards away, you got to chip it up the middle. I mean, it's easier said than done, but you're out there killing a penalty for a reason. You're expected to know, expect to be able to make those plays.
So another face-off in the Bruins zone. 4 seconds left on Jeannot's penalty. 8:05 left here in the second. Boston up 1-0. Kastelik and McLeod take the draw. McLeod wins it back to Byram at the left point. On to McLeod, top of the left circle, crossing pass, and the puck shot up and over the net as Jeannot comes out of the box, and will get a takeaway here from Byram. Get the puck out of the zone, but Tuck comes right back in. Right circle, shot, and a blocker stopped by Swayman, directing the rebound over the glass in the near corner, out of play. 7:47 to go in the second. Bruins have killed off 3 penalties tonight, have a 1-0 lead on the 98.5 The Sports Hub. Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
The Honda Spring Event. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 4.99% APR on a 2026 Civic, a 4.49% APR on a 2026 Civic Hybrid, or a 3.49% APR on a 2026 HR-V.
See dealer for financing details. Exclude Civic SI and Type R.
Bob's a financial professional who's currently enjoying a win-win scenario, meeting with a valued client and enjoying a round of golf. But Bob's used to win-win scenarios because he works with Mass Mutual, who not only provides the freedom and flexibility to offer his clients products and solutions that meet their needs, they offer Bob the autonomy, compensation, and optional home office support that meet his. Win-win. Success for your clients and yourself. The feeling is Mass Mutual. Learn more at massmutual.com/wealthmanagement.
Hi, it's Jason Todd, VP of New England for Blue Sky Restoration Contractors. What makes Blue Sky unique compared to other restoration companies? At Blue Sky, we take care of everything from beginning to end, so we're the only call you need to make. So if your home or business experiences property damage from water, fire, mold, or storms, don't panic. With locations across the region, our team will be there in no time to get you back on your feet. Visit goblusky.com. Blue Sky Restoration Contractors, restoring your property and your life for a brighter tomorrow.
Bring on the spring at the Honda Spring Event. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 2.99% APR on a 2026 CR-V or a 3.99% APR on a 2026 Passport. Hurry into your Honda dealer today.
See dealer for financing details.
Hit 985thesportshub.com.
Bruins with a 1-0 lead here in the second period on Victor Arvidsson's goal. Set up by Jonathan Aspero. With that feed, the Shaw's and Star Market Foundation donates another $100 to the Greater Boston Food Bank to help fight food insecurity. Learn more about Feeding the Puck for families at 985thesportshub.com/feed the puck.
Game has kind of settled in after a bunch of penalties there, scrums, I should say, in the first period.
Direct.
I have a 2-on-1 here.
Here's Zaka off the feed from Arvidsson, stepping in right circle, and shot tipped wide of the net off of Luukkonen. Middlestad in the far corner battling with power. Now Arvidsson will get it behind the net. Zaka skates onto it, rims it up the near side wall. Hampus Lindholm at the blue line to keep in. Lifts one back into the corner. Clubbed down there by Arvidsson. Near circle Middlestad comes back out toward the blue line. Lohrei gives back to Middlestad, working his way toward the left wing circle. Throws it in front off of Luukkonen's left pad. And the Sabres looking to clear. Krebs, though, had it blocked by Hampus Lindholm, who goes down.
Yeah, Hampus had a hold of his stick, too. Krebs let it go, and he still had a hold of it.
Puck comes toward the side of the net. Luukkonen plays it away before Pasternak can get to it. Out into neutral ice. Lohrei a takeaway, but can't gain back entry as he's waiting for Elias Lindholm to clear the zone. Now Pasternak will bring it across the line. Pass through the right circle. Lindholm puts a shoulder into power to separate him from that puck.
That's better.
Peak, long shot. Hit Luukkonen in the mask and goes to the far side corner. Back to the point. Zadorov walks it to the center of the blue line. His shot. Luukkonen got a piece of it with a glove, came back out in front. Krebs trying to clear and is able to tip it around Zadorov, and it goes up and out of play, but was deflected. So faceoff will come back in the Buffalo zone.
Like, that's a better one-on-one battle, and one-on-one battle shift, and it starts with the Zaka line getting the 2-on-1. We haven't seen many odd man rushes in this series. I take that back. There's been a couple breakaways for the Bruins.
Will control this one. Lobbed out of the zone by Dahlin. Aspero at his own blue line. Up the left side finds Husnudinov. Down the left circle. Minton trying to get it to the front. Poked back into the corner by Luukkonen. It'll be Doan on the far side wall. Out into neutral ice. Hagens blocks a pass into the middle. Husnudinov helped it forward. Minton across the line. Hagens back to Minton. Turning with it near circle. Throws it back through the slot. And Hagens was tied up with Dahlin. Minton sweeps it around behind the net.
Good battle there with Norris.
Dahlin backhands out through center. Bouncing puck. McAvoy trying to protect it, and he and Doan go sliding wide of Swayman as Jeremy covers that puck as it got into his crease. And
I don't think there'll be a line change here.
I would think not. That puck came from well outside the zone.
Unless McAvoy touched it, but
right. And
yeah, they're going to.
The referee is giving this signal to the Bruins bench. No changes here. So no timeout here with 5:45 to go in this second period.
Yeah, this would normally be a commercial timeout, but because of where that puck got dumped in from, and it's rolling in slowly on Swayman. McAvoy did the right thing, just kind of get in front of Doan there.
So face off to Swayman's right. Minton against McLeod. McLeod wins it. Stanley on the near boards. Finds Quinn. Pivots back out toward the blue line. Throws it down the near circle. It ricocheted off of Minton and around towards Swayman. And then a wraparound chance there by Zucker denied.
We got another icing. So this line has been good today, the Minton line, but they've been out there now for a little while. Had to stay out after the long dump in that was covered by Swayman, and now have to stay out again after the icing call. They had a good offensive zone shift.
Well, it'll be Minton and McLeod again to take this face-off.
They're a little bit gassed right now, coming back into their zone.
They're right about a minute on this shift time.
But it was a hard-working offensive zone shift.
And McLeod wins the draw
Another
again.
face-off win, yeah.
Quinn, near side corner. Overskated the puck a little. McAvoy shoves him to the wall. Now Aspero gets involved. Still loose along that near circle. Poked it back down toward the corner for Quinn. He gets sealed off there by McAvoy. McAvoy lost it out in front of the net and came right through the top of the crease.
They tried to reverse it, just hit the referee in the skate.
McLeod keeping alive along that far side for the Sabres. Under pressure from Aspero. Sends it back down deep. You can find it back there as Quinn battling with McAvoy. Comes back to Timmins. Gave it up. Got it right back. And a one-timer goes up and wide. Near side wall. Stanley back out toward the blue line. Get down toward the corner. Here's McLeod. Left circle. Aspero takes away and gets the clear.
Hagen's the only guy that can get off right now.
Closing in on 2 minutes on this shift now.
Husnudinov got off. Here goes Minton. So the D are still out there. McAvoy and Aspero.
And off a dump in. Puck comes bouncing toward the side of the net. Aspero will lob it back out to center ice. Glove down at the red line by Power. Off the near side. Would have been offside. Mallenstein had to let it go. And Elias Lindholm has possession. Skates to his own blue line. Gives it to McAvoy.
Yeah, he wants to get off.
Yeah. McAvoy handed back off quickly to Pasternak and then heads back to the bench. So the D have both been changed now. 4 minutes to go in this second period. Bruins up by 1. Pasternak lifts one all the way across the ice into the left wing corner. Byram wrapped up there by Elias Lindholm. Byram's stick is all up around Elias's face, and they play on. Here's Greenway through the neutral ice. Mallenstein down the left wing circle, trying to center. With a skate, Geekie gathers up the loose puck. Pasternak keeps it loose for Geekie coming toward the red line. He'll backhand a floater. That goes in! Are you kidding me? Geekie with a backhand floater toward Luukkonen. It bounced through him, and the Bruins get a gift. They're up 2-0.
I mean, it's a throwaway. He's just trying to get off the ice on a line change. It's a backhand dump in from just inside the red line. And then he turns and goes to the bench. I don't even know if this puck bounced, Ryan. He came way out to play it. Yeah, it did. It took one quick hop in front of him. But he was well out past the crease. He could have come out a little bit further to play that puck. And it took a bad bounce on him.
So Geekie with goals in back-to-back games. And with 3:31 to go in the second, Bruins have a 2-0 lead, and the crowd's stunned here at KeyBank Center. Face-off at center ice for Corrali and Thompson. Corrali wins that. And Hampus Lindholm will poke it toward the Buffalo zone. Thrown right back out of there. Krebs will tip one through Lohrei and deep. Hampus Lindholm got it to Lohrei near corner. Up the near wall. Kastelik able to fight off pressure from Dahlin. Gets it to the red line. Backhander across the ice. Tipped in across the Buffalo line by Jeannot. And Luukkonen hearing it from the crowd as he handles that. Boy, did they turn on him quickly. 3:11 to go here in the second period. Bruins up 2-0 on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network. Driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Whether you're putting together a hockey team or Ford's award-winning lineup of SUVs, a great team starts with the right players, like the iconic Ford Bronco family, with great looks and the 4x4 capability to perform on or off the ice, and the rugged Ford Explorer with seating for 7 and room for all your gear. Check out the full lineup of award-winning Ford SUVs at your New England Ford dealers today. Proud partner of the Boston Bruins.
At TD, they know when the lights are at their brightest, Boston is at its boldest, and the fans are at their loudest. This city was built for the playoffs, and they can't wait to cheer alongside you every step of the way, from puck drop to the final buzzer. TD, Bank of the Boston Bruins.
This hockey season, the Shaw's and Star Market Foundation donated $50,000 to the Greater Boston Food Bank and have graciously agreed to continue the Feeding Puck for Families initiative throughout Boston's playoff run. This means, once again, every time Boston feeds the puck to help score a goal, the Shaw's and Star Market Foundation will continue to donate $100 to help end hunger here in our local communities. Tune into the games on 98.5 The Sports Hub and learn more about Feeding the Puck for Families at 985thesportshub.com/feed the puck.
Wendy's OG Spicy Chicken Sandwich just got a total upgrade. Yep, we completely revamped the recipe. New softer bun, tangy pickles, creamy mayo, and crispier chicken. With just the right amount of heat. It's basically better in every way. But is it our best spicy chicken sandwich ever? You tell us. You know you want to. Spicy chicken just got better at Wendy's. Open till midnight or later. Hours may vary by location.
Zoe and Beetle, middays on the Sports Hub.
3:11 left second period. Bruins lead 2-0. Morgan Geekie, a noted baseball fan, I think would appreciate the analogy of a shortstop getting caught between hops. It's what happened to Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen as he went to try to field it on the two winners of the faceoffs in the first period as Sabres get whistled offside here at the Boston line. It's been about 50-50 here in this second period faceoff wise. The Bruins with a 2-goal lead and 2:56 left here in the...
Yeah, they were effective at that kind of breakout the other day. When the puck gets dumped in, you go D to D, and then that strong side D wraps it around the boards. As long as you've got support by the winger who's on that strong side.
Face off near circle to our left. Elias Lindholm in the defensive zone. Sabres win this one. Dahlin over to Samuelsson. Throws it in front. Blocked by McAvoy. Off the far wall, and Geekie chops it out. Pasternak at the red line. Sends a cross-ice dump into the right wing corner. Off the near wall, Elias Lindholm took away the clearing effort and fired. Luukkonen up against the near post. Zucker will send the Sabres forward. Quinn And across the Boston line. Challenged by McAvoy. Puck directed up into the air. Gloved at the far side of the net by Swayman. And another defensive zone faceoff upcoming.
Yeah, there's been a few this period, but it hasn't been the same second period that we saw the other day.
No.
I mean, the Sabres have had 2 power plays this period. The Bruins have had 1, but, you know, you haven't been caught in your own zone very often. You haven't had those. You had 1 extended shift, and it was the Minton line with, what was it, McAvoy and Aspro.
Yeah. Face off.
But it wasn't all in their zone. It was like a dump in and an icing. And
here's Minton getting it across the line here for Husnudinov. Right wing circle. Sends one through the slot. Hagen's got wiped out by Thompson. Penalty against the Sabres.
An interference on Thompson. He's coming back on him. He probably saves a goal.
Yeah, Hagens is open.
If he doesn't make that play, that's Husnudinov taking the puck strong to the net. Thompson's not happy about it.
0 for 3 so far tonight. 2-goal lead as we approach 2 minutes to go in this second period. Puck out to the blue line, poked at by Geekie to keep alive. Pasternak walks down the right circle, turns out of the corner. McAvoy center of the blue line. Back to Pasternak on his right. Throws one to the slot. Score! Pavel Zacha redirecting that one from between the circles. A power play goal. It's 3-0.
So great play by Geekie to keep this puck in. He barely keeps it in at the blue line. And they're being so aggressive on Geekie in the left wing circle on the one-timer that it opens up the middle of the ice. I mean, so aggressive on him. The middle of the ice wide open. They tried this play a couple times and it hadn't worked. This time Pasternak attacks from the right wing side and he makes this pass to Zacha while you've got Elias Lindholm standing right in front of the net. And it's a perfect redirect by Zacha in between the hash marks.
Power play goal for Zacha. Bruins up 3 with 1:45 to go here in the second. And Benson will bring the Sabres forward to try to answer. His shot gets blocked by Zadorov. Corrali in the far corner against Doan. Zadorov comes in and gets a hit on Doan. Far side, it's kept alive. Back to Power at the right point. Throws one to the net. Blocker stopped by Swayman. Loose puck out in front. And it'll come free to Corrali. As he tries to clear it, gets redirected over the glass out of play.
Faceoff will stay inside the zone. The Bruins will come out with a full line change, as will the Sabres. That line usually comes out after goals. And one shot towards the net there, but
2 assists for Pasta tonight. 92 career playoff points. He is now tied with Bobby Orr for 8th all-time in Bruins history. Off the face-off, Zacha far side circle. A little battle and win it. Get it out of the zone, Arvidsson. Pass toward Middlestad. He'll chase it off the far wall against Power. Behind the net, Byram. Under pressure, lost it. Middlestad near corner. Held against the wall by Power. Back to the point it comes to McAvoy. Sends right back down toward the corner and around behind the net it goes into the far side. Zacha sends it back toward the near side. Power chasing. Takes a hit from Middlestad. McAvoy knocks down Zucker, but the puck comes out of the zone. 50 seconds to go here in the second period. Middlestad got it into the Buffalo zone, but taken by Power. He gets it back from Byram. Skates towards center ice and then wheels back toward his own blue line. Crowd growing impatient as Byram fires from his own blue line. Goes in on Swayman and directed it into the far corner. will clear it back out. No icing, was deflected coming through the neutral zone. Dahlin, near side circle. Pass ahead for Dunn. Looking up by Minton. Husnudinov plays it forward. Samuelson over to Dahlin. 8 seconds left in the period. As Greenway tips it into the Bruins zone. Pete sends it around the far side. Dunn took away. Centering pass blocked off by Zadorov. And that will do it for the second period. As Greenway was riding Husnudinov along the far boards in front of the bench. And that
he let up
some attention.
I'm surprised that this happened because he let up.
Oh, a little bit of pushing and shoving here with the kids involved.
They're trying to push them around a little bit, right?
Sure.
Young kids in there. They've acquitted themselves really well.
So the Bruins, with 3 goals here in the second period, grab themselves a 3-0 lead after 40 minutes here in Game 2, trying to even this series at a game apiece before it shifts back to Boston. We'll be back with our recap of the second period next on the 98.5 The Sports Hub, Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
The Honda Spring Event. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 4.99% APR on a 2026 Civic, a 4.49% APR on a 2026 Civic Hybrid, or a 3.49% APR on a 2026 HRV.
See dealer for financing details. Exclude Civic SI and Type R.
NHL fans, give yourself some great looks this season and get Boston Bruins tickets at Ticketmaster. As the official ticket marketplace of the Bruins and the NHL, Ticketmaster has a wide selection of tickets available for every game, so you can catch all the action live all season long. If your plans change, you can sell or transfer your tickets, and mobile tickets make it easy to get into the arena in time for puck drop. With Ticketmaster, you'll ensure that when they shoot, you'll score. Get tickets today at Ticketmaster.com/Bruins.
Hey hockey fans, it's Bob Beers. If you're ready to upgrade your outdoor living space, look no further than TimberTech Decking and Railing. TimberTech is the #1 premium composite decking brand, and it's tough enough to handle anything. It looks just like real wood, but without the costly maintenance of a wood deck. It won't rot, warp, splinter, or peel, ever. And it's backed by industry-leading warranties, so your deck will last year after year after year. Connect with a local contractor or order free samples at TimberTech.com to see the TimberTech difference for yourself. TimberTech, everything wood should be.
Your Boston Celtics are in the playoffs and tickets are on sale right now. Be there at the Garden Party. Celtics playoff tickets. Call 1-800-MY-SEATS or visit aceticket.com before they're gone.
Hey, it's Sean Flaherty, managing partner at Catches Law Group. If you've spent years working in construction, the wear and tear on your body can add up. And what many people don't realize is that those conditions may actually entitle you to compensation. At Catches Law, we've won more for construction workers than any other law firm in New England. We understand the work, we understand the injuries, and we know how to win. If your job is taking a toll on your body, it's time to find out your options. Visit catcheslaw.com for a free consultation today. There's no fee unless you win.
At Service Credit Union, trust isn't just a value, it's their promise. A promise to stand with those who serve our communities every day. I'm Charlie McAvoy, and I'm proud to partner with Service Credit Union to support the health, safety, and financial well-being of first responders. With competitive rates, easy online banking, and personal service, Service Credit Union puts people before profits. Service Credit Union. Success built on trust, banking built on service. Become a member today at servicecu.org/73reasons and join thousands making a difference.
For the best deal on any name brand tire, get to Town Fair Tire. For the guaranteed lowest price and the most free services, nobody beats Town Fair Tire. And you know, I mean nobody.
Town Fair Tire.
The pros know nobody beats FW Web. With extensive inventory, personalized service, and a fleet of trucks across the Northeast, FW Web supports all customers, from one-van contractors to large facility operators. For planned projects, emergency jobs, or maintenance, FW Web has what you need, when and where you need it. For plumbing, heating, HVAC, refrigeration, propane gas, and PVF jobs. With over 100 locations, visit FWWeb.com to find one near you.
Toucher and Hardy, mornings on the Sports Hub.
Pasternak keeps it loose for Geekie coming toward the red line. He'll backhand a floater. That goes in! Are you kidding me? Geekie with a backhand floater toward Luukkonen. It bounced through him, and the Bruins get a gift. They're up 2-0. And Morgan Geekie with his second goal in as many games to open the playoffs. Pavel Zacha would add a power play goal later on in that period as well. Bruins with 3 unanswered in the second to grab a 3-0 lead after 2. And, boy, you know, that one especially is a tough one to take here for Buffalo. You know, you're down 1-0 at that point, but you know, that goal followed almost immediately by a penalty and a power play goal for the Bruins to open up a 3-goal lead.
Yeah, the power play was really well executed. Obviously, the kind of the fluke goal there by Geekie, just a backhand dump, and he also makes a great play on the power play goal.
Yeah.
He doesn't get a point on it, but keeping it in at the blue line when it looked like the Sabres were going to be able to get it out, and he just was able to keep it in right at the line. And then a well-executed play. And because they're taking Geekie away over on that far circle, it opens up the middle of the ice, and Pasternak finds it. Right? So Pasternak starts to attack from that right wing circle. They have to come out and respect his shot, and you've got Elias Lindholm down around the front of the net, and that's going to occupy somebody. So Zaka's the wide open guy, and he's right in between the hash marks, and a well-executed power play, well-executed tip by Zaka and pass by Pasternak to finish it off. So, and the first goal was a good one. Arvidsson, right? He got behind the defense. That was behind Samuelsson. High flip there from Aspero. He tried to go up the boards once. It got pushed back on him, and said, okay, I'll just take the high flip. And the Bruins got another good chance off a high flip. It was a high flip by Zadorov in his own zone, and that was the chance for Hagens that led to the Thompson penalty and then the goal. So, that's maybe they found something there on, I don't want it to be used every time, but if you can get some guys into space, especially with some of that speed, like an Arvidsson or like a Minton line, that's what happened, Minton and Husadinov and Hagens, and get flying through that neutral zone. Buffalo's got to respect it and back off, but if you can get a little, if you don't have that tape-to-tape pass, or you're a little gassed on a shift, that's the play. I mean, and then you get, if you're a defenseman I'm talking about, then you get guys into open areas.
In particular, he spoke about Pasternak, but Lindy Ruff pointed out before game one about the possibility of breakaways and partial breakaways, and we've seen, we saw Pasta with two of them in game one, but we saw chance for Kastelik. Arvidsson's had a couple tonight. They're getting opportunities to get behind the defense here.
Yeah. So if you call Arvidsson's one in the second period, or first period, sorry, when he came out of the penalty box, I mean, that's 5 for the Bruins right now that they've had. They've gotten behind the D. So in the case where Zadorov had the high lob into the neutral zone, that was a 3-on-2. That's Husadinov just taking the puck strong in the front of the net, and Thompson forced to come back all the way back to the post on the back check, and he just wiped out Hagens. Otherwise, Hagens has his first goal, back door on the nice pass from Husadinov. But that line's had some good energy today. They got caught out once, and it really wasn't their fault. It was a long dump in after they've had a good shift in the offensive zone, long dump in that Swayman had to cover, so that line had to stay out there. And then they iced the pucks. They had to stay out there, but they didn't get in a ton of trouble. They've been dependable again here in this game, and they've used their speed. And I think Buffalo's tried to bully them a little bit, and they haven't backed down. They've been involved. Mitten's been involved a couple times with guys, and they're not big guys, but they're not backing down, and they've used their speed well. So it's nice to see Zaka's line get on the board with the Arvidsson goal, and Zaka, of course, gets on the board on the power play. But that line -3 last game. Pasternak a couple more helpers here in this one. 5 points now in the series in the 2 games, and could have more. Misfired on a couple chances in the first period, but now, all right.
Okay, so I was about to ask.
The elephant in the room, right? Until they get it off their back, it's see how they handle this third period. You've built yourself up a nice 3-0 lead. You've played a good game. I mean, really a strong game. I think there was a bunch of shots early by Buffalo, early in the game, early in the first period. And since then, it's really kind of settled down a little bit. They have not given up a lot, and they've got to continue to play the same type of way. They've had their forecheck going. They've forced Buffalo to defend several times. No reason to stop now. Stay on the right side of the puck, or they call it above the puck. Stay above the puck, making sure that you're not giving up the odd man rushes going the other way, and manage the puck correctly coming out of your own zone.
Yeah, Buffalo had 38 shots in game one. They've been held to 16 through 2 periods here in game 2. Bruins with the 3-0 lead. Victor Arvidsson from Aspero and Middlestad at .454. Morgan Geekie second of the playoffs from Pasternak and Corrali at 16:29. And then Zaka on the power play from Pasternak and McAvoy at 18:10, building that lead. Time now for our Music of the Game, brought to you by Live Nation. Summer in Boston just got hotter. Tim McGraw, the Pawn Shop Guitar Tour, July 30th at Fenway Park with special guests The Chicks and Lady A. Get tickets now at livenation.com. We're going to check out the Sports Hub headlines when we return on the 98.5 The Sports Hub, Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Ryan Williams here with 128 Plumbing, Heat and Cooling and Electric, the official home service company of the Boston Red Sox. April means baseball is back. Fenway is buzzing, and before you know it, that first hot day of the year sneaks up on you. The good news is that April is for the early birds, those who get their AC installed or replaced before the summertime rush. Now through May, save up to $2,000 on an air conditioning install with 128. Just mention the early bird when you book at call128.com and go Sox.
You know, everyone's got their spot, that place you head to for a great meal, drinks with friends, or takeout for the family. For me, that spot is 110 Grill in Hanover. The food's top-notch, the drinks are awesome, and the menu has something for everyone. Next time you're looking for your spot, go find your 110. Visit 110grill.com to find a location near you.
Reach your health and weight goals with Reclaim by Awaken 180, a 10-week medication-free plan with weekly results and a finish line. Awaken180weightloss.com. Did you ever ask yourself, why does the game feel better at Fenway? Why can you actually feel the music at a concert? There's more energy there. It's not your TV, it's your sound. And if you're still watching games or listening to music on your TV, then you're missing out. Fidelis Music System, serving the greater Boston area from tax-free Nashville, New Hampshire, designs music systems that bring that real feeling right into your home. The crowd, the music, everything feels alive. I love my home music system from Fidelis, and you will too. Right now, they're offering a limited number of free consultations. Call them today at 603-880-HI-FI, that's HIFI, or visit FIDELISAV.com.
60 miles per hour on a sunny day. Ooh, I wonder who that text is from. Pickleball group chat. Fishing trip. Girl from the dog park. You really want to take a quick look. What's the big deal? In that quick look, you'll travel 100 yards with your eyes off the road. Imagine what you'll miss, or worse, what you'll hit. That text isn't a text, it's a crash. This message is brought to you by the Massachusetts Office of Grants and Research.
During Window Nation's current sale, the more you buy, the more you save. You could save up to 50% on new windows for your entire home. Plus, you could get them with 0% interest for 5 years. Sale ends soon, so visit windownation.com now to book a consultation.
Felger and Maz, afternoons on the Sports Hub. Sports Hub headlines, presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
We will start with the good news. After a 3-goal third period, your Boston Bruins lead the Buffalo Sabres 3-0 at the end of 2. Around the NHL tonight, the Montreal Canadiens lead the Tampa Bay Lightning 2-1 with 15 minutes left in the third period. And in upcoming action later on tonight, the Utah Mammoth will take on the Vegas Golden Knights at 9:30, and the Los Angeles Kings will take on the Colorado Avalanche at 10 o'clock. Now for the not-so-good news. Your Boston Celtics fell 111-97 to the Philadelphia 76ers in Game 2, evening up that series at 1 game apiece. Other action in the NBA, the Portland Trail Blazers currently trail by 2 to Wemby and the San Antonio Spurs, even though Wemby ruled out with a concussion in that game. Lakers and Rockets on the docket later tonight at 10:30. And your Boston Red Sox, again, lose to the New York Yankees 4-0 tonight. Mike Vrabel did speak today and said he had some difficult conversations with his family, as well as players, coaches, and others in the organization. Boston's Bruins fans, the latest Bruins Authentics auction ends tonight. Place your bids on the 2026 Navy Federal Credit Union NHL Stadium Series game-used equipment pieces and take home a collector's item from this special event. The auction features helmets, gloves, goalie equipment, and more. Visit BruinsAuthentics.com to place your bids. The auction ends tonight at 10 p.m. I'm James Scaramuzzino. Ryan and Bob have the call of the third period coming up next on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Sports don't get any tougher than hockey, and trucks don't get any tougher than Ford F-Series, F-150, and Super Duty. The trucks that move mountains also move parade floats and snowmobiles. With that versatility, it's no wonder Ford F-Series is the #1 selling pickup for 49 years straight. Visit your New England Ford dealers today for great offers. A proud partner of your Boston Bruins. Sales claim based on 1977 to 2025 calendar year total sales.
Hey, it's Patrice Bergeron. Every great play starts with an assist. That's why Avidia Bank and I are taking assists for kids beyond the rink. For every Boston assist, Avidia Bank donates $75 max saving accounts for local kids. And Franklin Sports is donating $7,000 in street hockey equipment, giving us $37,000 to help kids get out and play. Because every kid deserves the chance to play and fall in love with the game, just like I did. I'm proud to team with Avidia Bank and Franklin Sports for assists for kids. Learn more at avidiabank.com/Team Bergeron. Avidia Bank, honest to goodness. Member of the IC, member DIF.
Builders, remodelers, and homeowners, listen up. Partner with one of the most trusted, independently owned lumberyards and showrooms around, Cape Cod Lumber and CCL Homescapes. Visit CCL's newly renovated kitchen showroom and get inspired as soon as you walk through the door. Explore the latest trends from the most reliable kitchen cabinet manufacturers in the industry. Check out dozens of color combinations and popular styles in our refreshed showroom in Abington. Visit us online at cclco.com or in person at CCL Homescapes in Abington. CCL, 100% employee-owned and operated.
1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 877 Cars for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now or go to carsforkids.org.
7 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Become a top performer with UMass Lowell's online MBA, the university's top enrolled program. Visit uml.edu/online.
New 94 Octane, available exclusively at Sunoco, the highest octane on the market. It's the fuel you need to help unlock your engine's full potential. So if you're the kind of driver who's serious about what's under your hood, then there's only one fuel that can drive the performance you demand from your car. 94 Octane. Nothing else will match it. Go to Sunoco.com to find a participating station near you.
You live for this. The wins, the losses, the slam dunks, and the buzzer beaters. The dream that this is your team's year. Hope. It's what keeps you coming back. So you represent with anticipation and with pride. Because when everything's on the line, your support means everything. That's why the NBA store is here to support you. Check out the largest selection of official NBA gear at NBAstore.com. A Fanatics experience.
The Pats play on the Sports Hub.
It's time for This Date in Bruins History, being restored by Blue Sky Restoration Contractors.
Ryder with now 15 to go on the power play. Stick handles in on the right wing. In the middle now, Shatan. Backhand score! Jaro Shatan in double OT! And the Bruins lead the series 3-1.
This date in Bruins history taking us back to 2010. Miroslav Shatan scoring 27 minutes into overtime to give the Bruins a 3-2 win over Buffalo in Game 4 of the conference quarterfinal series. That ended the 13th longest game in franchise history. Tuukka Rask got an assist on Shatan's goal as well, becoming just the second goalie in NHL history, along with Dominik Hasek, to assist on a playoff overtime goal. This date in Bruins history being restored by Blue Sky Restoration. Remember, if you have a property disaster, visit GoBlueSky.com. That's Go, B-L-U, Sky.com. Blue Sky Restoration, restoring your property and your life for a brighter tomorrow. To the third period we go here in Game 2 in Buffalo. And the Bruins have a 3-0 lead over the Sabres. Boston led 1-0 and quickly made it 2-0 to start the third period in Game 1, but the Sabres would overcome that deficit and win in regulation. It's only the third time regular season and postseason this year that the Bruins had lost in regulation after entering the third period with the lead. See if they can lock this one down here tonight and get this series even before they head back to TD Garden on Thursday night. Bruins will go from right to left here in the third period. As Zacha and Norris battle for the opening faceoff, Sabres will control. Dahlin will lob one down into the left wing corner of the Bruins zone. McAvoy to Aspero coming behind the net. Middlestat directs it ahead. 2-on-1. Arvidsson and Zacha. Arvidsson left circle. Scores! Arvidsson ripped it just inside the far post and in. Bruins make it 4-0, 16 seconds into the third.
Yeah, it's another 2-on-1. The Bruins had one earlier. Dahlin, the only defenseman back, and the Bruins move this puck up off the boards. To go back and get it. McAvoy, D to D. Aspero's going to go up the boards. And a pinch by Samuelsson where Benson's not in position to help him out. So the Bruins get this puck by. Middlestad helps move that puck along, and Arvidsson, a right-hand shot coming down the left wing side. He's inside the dot, which is kind of a key for a player. You're in great shooting position there. Not only is his stick inside the dot and with the puck on it, but your skates are inside the dot. That's how far inside he was.
And Lindy Ruff's going to change his goaltenders. Alex Lyon will come on in relief here early in the third period.
It's a good shot by Arvidsson. Top shelf, glove side.
Arvidsson's second goal of the night. Off a dump in, Swayman will shovel it along here. Pasternak kept it moving to the far side. Elias Lindholm got hemmed in the zone. Peak angles it around Thompson into the far corner. Pasternak plays it across ice. Zadorov will pick it up off of Karam near side. And back to Peak in the far corner. Thompson bearing down on him. Gets the pass out of the zone, but off of Pasternak comes back in. Peak has to turn back along the far circle. Buffalo going for a change. Minute gone by here in the third period. Zadorov skating out across his own blue line to the red. Dumps it down the left wing boards. Around the far side. Zucker kicks it back towards Stanley. And now back to Zucker. Trying to protect that puck against Hagens in the far corner. Sabres will get it as far as the blue line. Quinn gets knocked down by Hampus Lindholm. He's got the puck back along the near side boards and lobs it back out. Hampus gloves it down and directs it back into the Buffalo end. Hagens with a hit on Timmins. Knocks him down behind the net. Sabres with Stanley. Angling one across the ice. Hagens put a shoulder into him as well. Minton brings back in across the line. Left circle. Shot. And Lyon makes the save. Digging for the rebound. Castellic got at least one on goal. Minton will play it away from the far side of the net. Back to Lorot. Hampus crossing pass. Picked off by Zucker. High slot. He'll send a headman pass out through the neutral zone to Quinn. Waiting for help.
Minton wanted to go across. And it was a 3-on-2 for the Bruins, but it was taken away. So ended up taking the shot himself.
Rally driving in behind the Buffalo net. It knocked down near corner by Samuelson. Left circle, Jeannot one-times that one on Lyon, who makes the save. And Corrali right in his face. 2:11 gone third period. The Bruins have opened up a 4-0 lead. Alex Lyon getting his first taste of this playoff year. Does have a little bit of experience back with Florida in 2023 postseason.
Crowley's got something wrong with his skate. He's in that scrum and he's trying to maintain his balance. Something fell off of his. It's that the ankle guard or the guards that they wear.
Yeah.
The plastic guard that they wear. And the guy that was right in the middle of it was Dahlin. He's having words right now with Jeannot. I've been waiting for Dahlin to kind of get a little angry. He's been pretty composed.
Yeah, you said it, before this series began, that's a guy who can certainly get under your skin. We've seen that a number of times.
He's been pretty composed.
Yeah.
And he knows how to do it.
Sure.
Look at the four guys that have either been suspended or fined.
There's McAvoy holding one in from the right point, threw one to the net. And Corrali right in front as that one tipped off of Lyon into the near corner. Dunn going to the far circle with a pass, and McAvoy goes low on Mallenstein, sends him flipping over, and that's going to get everybody involved. Along the far side boards, Jeannot in a wrestling match away from the pile here with Greenway. No gloves really thrown down as of yet. Now McAvoy and Dunn. Dunn's got his gloves off, but there's a linesman holding the two of them apart.
And McAvoy threw a punch. I don't know if he had his glove off or on, but
still some wrestling matches over on the far side with Castellic involved over there with Stanley.
He's going to go Stanley right now.
Well, Timmins has a hold of Castellic as well, and now Stanley throws a right, and they have broken away, and the gloves are down. Castellic holding him at arm's length with a little uppercut. Stanley tries to throw a couple over the top with a right. Castellic fires back with a right. And they go off balance, and down they go. Castellic had lost his helmet in that fray. Looks to be okay as he gets back up. Dunn and Jeannot nose to nose having some words here. Everyone has now separated. Jeannot having some words with the Buffalo bench.
Yeah, so McAvoy, he goes kind of for a hip check, right? And Mountstein looks like he sees him coming. It's not that bad of a hit. I mean, he can't go for the knee, but he got him on the hip. It's not that bad. I mean, I understand why Buffalo's doing what they're doing.
Sure.
But it looked a little worse than it was. If you go with the knees, that's one thing.
Right. Yeah,
but it looked like he caught him like thigh.
Yeah.
Thigh hip. The refs are talking about it right now, but I mean, in the replay that I saw, in the angle that I saw, Buffalo's doing exactly what they should be doing, but
there's the calls.
Boston, number 73, has a 2-minute minor penalty for tripping.
Yeah.
2-minute minor penalty for roughing. Boston, number 47, 5 minutes for fighting. Buffalo, number 29, 2-minute minor penalty, roughing.
Yeah, so power
Buffalo,
play.
number 64, 5-minute penalty for fighting.
Power play Buffalo.
Yeah.
McAvoy got the extra
Power
2.
play, 5-on-4.
Yeah, so McAvoy gets 2 minors to Mallenstein's 1, and then the fighting majors to Catholic and Stanley. So with 17:34 to go, Bruins lead 4-0, and Buffalo will get their 4th power play chance of the night. 0 for 7 so far in the series.
Yeah, I mean, no time to give them life here. I can see why they called McAvoy for the penalty. For the original penalty.
Right.
I thought it actually looked a little bit worse than it was.
Well, in real time,
yes,
it looked like something, yeah.
And the arm came up right away.
Yep. So the faceoff moves into the Bruins defensive zone here. Arvidsson serves the other minor to McAvoy.
No time to give them life here, though. They've had nothing in this period. The early goal was only 2.5 minutes in, but
Minton will take the faceoff against Norris. Loose puck near the top of the circle. Zucker gets it back to Dahlin. Walks it along the blue line. Back to Zucker, right circle near side. Sends one all the way across. Top of the far circle, Dahlin with a shot. Swayman takes that right in the chest and hangs on.
Now shot from the outside. I know Norris was hanging around the front of the net, but I think Swayman got a pretty good look at that, and that puck sticks to him. He did.
Face-off will be to Swayman's right. 10 seconds gone on the power play chance for the Sabres. Puck in the far corner. Zucker battling over there with Peak. Puck comes across the ice near side. Dahlin able to hold it at the line. And a second effort. That one does get out. He brought it back in offside. Dahlin begs to differ.
Tough call for that linesman. He's all the way over on the other side, right?
Yeah.
And Dahlin's trying to keep that puck in. Some of that argument could be frustration.
Face-off just outside the Boston blue line here. Minton against Norris. And again, the Sabres win it. Zucker. Now Dahlin from the red line. Dumps in. Round the glass, it comes toward the near side. Hampus Lindholm reversed it over toward Peak, far corner. Under pressure. Puck on to the near corner, taken away. Norris to Thompson. Back to Norris. Right at the hash marks. Steals it back to Dahlin. Center blue line to Norris. Right dot. Shot. Blocked by Hampus Lindholm. Norris right back up top to Dahlin. Top of the right circle, Norris. Steps down. Goes down low. Got it to Thompson in front, did Zucker, but his one-timer never made it to the net.
He was high in the slot that time.
Yeah.
You know, he wasn't tight. He wasn't down by the hash marks. High in the slot for that shot.
Zucker gets back into the Bruins zone before he's wrestled toward the near boards by Zadorov. Wins that puck. Corrali has it blocked by Tuck along the near boards. McLeod will push it back down the wall. Gives to Tuck. Out in front for Doan. Broken up there.
Good stick.
Puck goes up and out of play.
It was either Husadinov or
Aspro
in front.
there, yeah.
Both of the guys were there, but good stick to prevent that shot.
37 seconds left on the Sabres power play. 16-10 left third period. Corrali will match up against McLeod on this faceoff.
That was bizarre, that first period, the amount of faceoffs the Bruins had won, because Buffalo's closed the gap a little bit here.
There's McLeod, right circle, centering pass, broken up by Corrali. He had Tuck high slot. Far side wall. Doan coming to the dot. Goes back. Gives back to Byram. Again on that left wing circle. Doan. Shot. Save made by Swayman with the glove. No rebound.
Swayman, as soon as he makes it, he just gets out of there.
Yeah.
You know, he just beelines for the corner. If there's a little scrum in front, he's gone. Not getting involved in any of it.
Said at first period especially, there were scrums after most of the whistles, but things calmed down, amped back up a little bit here in this early third period. That hit by McAvoy. 17 seconds left on the penalty here. As off of the face-off, battle for possession. Tuck got it back to the point. Here's Benson, top of the right circle, walking his way down toward the corner. Brings it back to the hash marks, gives to Byram. Over to the left side. Got away from McLeod. Loose puck along the far wall, and Tuck gets to it first. Power play comes to an end. Doan throwing one to the net off Zadorov into the far corner. Elias Lindholm in that far corner. Gets it back out in front of the net to Zadorov. And he will send it up. Well, he tried to send it up the near side for Arvidsson. Got forced back by Doan.
It's a broken stick down there, though, too.
Yeah. Zaka directs one into the Buffalo end. Power from the near circle. Pass through center ice is tipped by Dunn. Goes in towards Swayman. He'll shovel it around behind the net. Taken away by Krebs, far corner. Campus Lindholm against Dunn behind the net. Krebs now back towards Samuelson. Rolled over his stick of the blue line and out of the zone. Sends it back in, delayed offside, but kicked out by Zaka. And Arvidsson will dump one in. Lyon comes behind the net to stop it. 14:45 to go here in the third period. Long pass to the Boston line by Samuelson. Kicks in towards Swayman's net. Lorai from Hampus. Geeky, cross ice pass, Pasternak. Waiting for it. Will play it across the Buffalo line. And Lyon again stopping it behind the net. Timmins, pressured by Elias Lindholm, will go around the far side with it. Out into neutral ice, and here's Benson. He'll play it down the left wing boards. Back of the net. Benson a takeaway. Centering pass. Thompson right circle shot. Swayman took a peek behind him, but he's got it under his pad.
Yeah, a little careless with the puck behind the net that time for the Bruins, and it's going to lead to Tage Thompson. I think he just got on the ice. They get caught with three guys down low, and then that pass out for Thompson. He's able to step into it. Puck almost squeaks. Like he tried to go between the blocker and body that time with that shot. Moving to his right for Thompson. Right-hand shot.
14-13 to go here in the third period. Face off inside the Bruins zone. Teams at full strength with Boston up 4-0. McAvoy had gone up the tunnel after the two minor penalties. Has come back out to serve the remainder of his 4 minutes. Sitting alongside Mark Kastelik in the Bruins box. As off of the face-off. Puck sent toward the near side by Timmins, but kicked right back out of the zone. Geeky toward Pasternak into the Buffalo end, but Timmins will send over to the far side. Dahlin to the red line. Lofting one toward the Bruins zone. Zadorov tried to bat it out of the air with his stick, and instead nailed Benson in the near corner. But the Sabres maintained possession. Timmins to Dahlin, center blue line. Sent one through the slot, went wide, and Tuck fires it back in front. Save made, and we got bodies falling all over the place here again.
They took a poke at Swayman, and that's why Zadorov, I couldn't see who it was, but he knocked him right down.
Got a hold of Tuck.
He wants Tuck right now, but
not letting him have it. And another wrestling match going on down on the ice here.
They're going to call Zadorov, no doubt. But whoever it was that took a whack at Swayman after he makes the save needs to be going too. That's what started the whole thing.
Zadorov
still waiting to see who it is because he's been down on his back. Thompson?
Tage Thompson. Oh, we got Timmins just took somebody down in the crease.
Saw Swayman's gone. He's
standing over in the corner.
They need to get the first guy. Definitely Zadorov, but he's doing what he's supposed to do when your goaltender gets whacked.
Morgan Geekie picking himself up. Now Peak and Thompson come together in behind the net, and the linesman has to pull them apart. And now Geekie goes over and kind of puts his rear end in front of Thompson, who grabs him in a reverse chin lock, and that gets things going here. Thompson's throwing glove punches at Pasternak, and now Peak's got a hold of someone in behind the net as well as they go down, and this thing starts to erupt again. It's Peak and Benson who are wrestling with gloves on behind the net. Both guys down on the ice.
Well, Peak's guy, he's on top of him. Benson's not a big guy.
And Peak and Benson back to their feet. Now Peak's helmet pops off. Both guys helmetless, throwing right hands. Still with gloves on. Peak's got one. His left came off in this fray. Benson lands a gloved right. Peak throws down his other glove and says, "You want to go? Let's go." They are separated and headed back to their respective benches. And it's a yard sale in behind Jeremy Swayman's net.
Probably misconducts here, I would imagine. But it all starts with the poke at Swayman.
Right. So at 13:46 to go here in the third period, we'll step aside. Bruins 4, Sabres nothing here in game 2 on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Ah, New England spring. We're so ready to get outside and celebrate with all the deliciousness from Big Y. Charcuterie expertly plated, oh so nicely. Shrimp with cocktail sauce, chilled and spicy. Spiral ham glazed to perfection. Candies, cakes, and other sweet confections. Ah, yes, spring has finally sprung. Big Y. Nicely done.
Boost your brand and support the community. Wyndham Woods School's new 125,000 square foot athletics and conference center will welcome 100,000 visitors a year. Join our 70 corporate partners at www.dome.org.
Your Boston Celtics are in the playoffs and tickets are on
top notch. The drinks are awesome, and the menu has something for everyone. Whether it's a night out, watching the game, or dinner to go for the family, 110 Grill just gets it right. So next time you're looking for your spot, go find your 110. Visit 110grill.com to find a 110 Grill location near you.
The Bruins play on the Sports Hub.
Calling all youth hockey players. Registration open for the 17th annual Boston Bruins and Pro Ambitions Hockey Summer Camp presented by Rapid 7. With weekly sessions over the summer, each camp focuses on providing a fun-filled, competitive environment and features special guest appearances from members of the Bruins organization. Space is limited, so register for a session near you by visiting bostonbruins.com/summer camps.
Yeah, so we've got a replay of it. It's Benson that pitchforks Swayman after he makes the save. And Zadorov comes over and just throws him to the ice. After that, it's anybody's guess, but Benson should have the original, and that should be even up. And then after that, I don't know where they're going.
The officials have been trying to sort this out all through the break here. You got pretty full penalty boxes on both sides.
I'm guessing a couple misconducts somewhere down the line here.
So the referee's having a conversation with the captains here. We'll get official word on all of these penalties. Geekie is in the box. Kastelik and McAvoy were already in the box.
Yeah, sending Timmins to the locker room.
Benson is in the box. There's another Sabre. I can't tell who it is in there, along with Stanley, who was already in there for the previous fight. And official, I believe, indicated 5-on-5.
Too many penalties to announce, I guess?
I guess so.
So we're left to guess what the penalties are, but it looks like he said 5-on-5.
Yeah.
I didn't see any Bruin go down to the locker room. Zadorov's in the box.
Zadorov and Geeky, who were part of that, are both in the penalty box right now.
It was a long conversation between Jeannot and any Sabre that wanted to talk to him while they were trying to sort all that out in the commercial timeout.
Yeah, no official announcement. We'll get the update as they update the official score sheet here in a moment. Now, is this Pete coming across to the penalty box as well? There's going to be 5 Bruins in the box.
I don't know if the Timmins go down to the locker room or he go onto the bench.
See if so. Tage Thompson was sent toward the tunnel in the middle of all of that before the break, showing him still in the locker room right now.
Yeah, I saw him go down to the hallway.
But not Timmins.
So Timmins didn't get any penalty?
I'm not sure. We'll check on that. So we resume play with just under 14 minutes to go, and the Bruins leading 4-0. And Jeannot with a big hit on Dunn in the neutral zone as he dumped it in.
They've been chirping for a while now.
Dunn off the far wall, tried to fire, blocked off into the far corner. Greenway and Hampus Lindholm along the end boards, and now Lohrei and Mallenstein join the fray as well. Puck poked back toward that far wall. Byram sends it back down toward Lowe, and Lohrei lost it coming out in front. Power able to take away and chip one on goal. Swayman makes that save, and Mallenstein grabs a hold of Jeannot.
Got to know the pressure's coming. A tough one to handle, but you got to know the pressure's coming.
Oh, be another face-off inside the Bruins zone here. Jeannot and Dunn.
I mean, Dunn's like he's laughing and smiling, and you know. You're gonna chirp.
Tanner Jeannot is not going to back down from anybody. You talk all you want.
Oh, you're also losing 4-0.
That's true. Face-off win here by Zacha, lifted out toward the blue line, and
but you lay the foundation for the rest of the series.
Sure. Aspero's pass gets directed deep off of Power, battling toward the near corner with Arvidsson. He's got 2 of the 4 Bruins goals tonight. Power pushes it into the middle for Byram, turned it over to Middlestat right outside the blue line, but was able to regain, keep the Bruins from coming back. Power. Pass up the left side, misses McLeod. That'll be an icing.
Man, score a hat trick with the Video Bank's free checking. Get your paycheck up to 2 days early. Enjoy free ATMs through the Sum and Allpoint networks and no minimum balance or monthly fees. Visit avidiabank.com for details. Avidia Bank, honest to goodness. Member FDIC, member DIF.
Face-off will be inside the Buffalo zone to the left of Alex Lyon. Came on early in this period after the 4th goal given up by Luukkonen. Power from the near circle. They'll send over to the far side for Samuelsson. Samuelsson up to the red line to dump in. Around the boards it comes near side. Hampus Lindholm sends it back toward Lohrei in the far corner. Pasternak over to Hagen's near side. Now here's Pasta again coming through the neutral ice. Lost it at the Buffalo line. Lohrei, though, there to dump in. And Dahlin peels it out of the near corner. 12:05 to go here in the 3rd period. Dahlin dumps it around the glass. Near side, Krebs and Hampus Lindholm took each other out of the play along the near side wall. It's Hagens. Takes a hit from Krebs, but able to move it out. Usnadinov up the right side. Tried to peel around Samuelsson toward the far corner. Just lost his balance. Pushed back toward the near side. Janot, front of Krebs, to the back of the net for Minton. Backhanded one out in front, came bouncing through the slot. McAvoy will play it back around behind. Dahlin cuts that off. He and Minton going toward the far corner. Husnudinov gives Samuelson a shot. Back up the near side wall, and Krebs will fire back around behind his net, out of the reach of Dahlin.
He didn't. He's either dead tired or just did not want to play that puck.
Aspero winds and fires. That shot turned off into the near corner. On the wall, it's Minton. Directed up into the air. Bouncing puck comes back out to the blue line, and Minton keeps it in and sends it back in deep.
Dahlin's still out there.
Arvidsson in the far corner. He's been out there almost a minute and a half. Doan wrestled away from it by Middlestat. Middlestat kicking it onto his stick. Coming to this high slot. Shot blocker save. Rebound. McAvoy trying to kick it back toward the net. On the end boards, Middlestat continuing to battle here against Krebs. Now Hampus Lindholm pinching down. Penalty on the way here against Buffalo as they touch the puck.
Cross check on, I believe, Krebs.
So
now we get some people out of the box. I don't know what the penalties were, actually, but maybe you have that on the official sheet over there. But
yeah,
minor penalty, cross-checking.
So Krebs goes for cross-checking here. So here's what we have so far. This is all at the 6:14 mark. They got Zadorov for roughing, Geeky for roughing, and Zadorov got a misconduct in there as well. And then for Buffalo, they have Tuck, Benson, and Thompson all for roughing, and Thompson also with a misconduct.
Okay, but he ended up going down to the locker room.
Right. Which, based on that, he's got 12 minutes with about 14 minutes left in the game at that point.
Yeah.
So, and the same thing for Zadorov, although Nikita stayed out and is seated in the penalty box next to his D partner Andrew Peak right now, which did not see Peak on that list. You got Geeky tangled up along the near side with Byram, linesman pulling them apart as the Bruins start to move forward. Pasternak deals it back here for Zacha, coming in across the Buffalo line, knocked off his stick and cleared by Byram. So 1:33 to go on this power play for the Bruins. They are 1 out of 4 on the man advantage tonight. Elias Lindholm brings it to center ice. Zacha gives it right back to him. On the right side, Pasternak, cross ice. Here's Geeky, top of the left circle. Tried to play it back through the slot. Mallenstein took away.
Yeah, he was in between. He wanted to take that shot, and then I think he changed his mind looking for a pass there. He's walking right to the middle of the ice on his forehand.
Pasternak brings back to the Buffalo line. Bouncing puck toward the near side. Geeky trying to keep alive and does. Sends it back toward the slot off of Stanley into the far corner. Arvidsson gives it to Minton, right circle. Steps in behind the Buffalo net. Back to Arvidsson. He's got 2 tonight. Hampus Lindholm up top. Back to Arvidsson on his right from the high slot. Gives it to Minton down low. Minton peels back up to the top of the right circle. Tried to shoot. Puck slipped away from him. Trying to keep alive. And it's grabbed by Greenway. He'll hammer it around the boards and all the way down. 32 seconds left on the power play. 9:12 to go in the third period. Bruins up 4. Minton to Arvidsson, coming through center. Arvidsson gives it off to Hagens. Now it's Lindholm. On to the near side for Middlestat. Trying to get it to Minton, near circle taken away. And McLeod shorthanded brings ahead. On the right side. Throws one in front. Swayman makes the stop on Byram. Right along the near post. A penalty coming on that play.
Yeah.
Power play over as a backhander in front by Tuck is taken away. And there's the whistle for the penalty.
Well, Byram has good speed coming up the ice. He's in a one-on-one battle with Hagens. He actually reaches out with his stick and tugs Hagens. But they're going to call Hagens for this penalty on the interference coming back.
So 8:40 to go.
I was watching it coming up all the way up the ice.
Yeah. Hagens shaking his head as he goes into the penalty box. 8:40 to go. Buffalo power play when we return. It's the Bruins with a 4-0 lead here on the 98.5, the Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CRV at your local Honda dealer.
Bring on the spring at the Honda Spring Event. Check out the rugged Honda Pilot, Ridgeline, CRV, and Passport, all from the 2025 Kelley Blue Book Best Value brand. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 3.49% APR on a 2026 Pilot, a 2.99% APR on a 2026 CRV, or a 3.99% APR on a 2026 Passport or 2026 Ridgeline.
See dealer for financing details. Based on 2025 Consumer Choice Awards from Kelley Blue Book. Visit kpp.com for more information.
At TD, they know when the lights are at their brightest, Boston is at its boldest, and the fans are at their loudest. This city was built for the playoffs, and they can't wait to cheer alongside you every step of the way, from puck drop to the final buzzer. TD, Bank of the Boston Bruins.
Hey, it's Sean Flaherty, managing partner at Catches Law Group. If you've spent years working in construction, the wear and tear on your body can add up. And what many people don't realize is that those conditions may actually entitle you to compensation. At Catches Law, we've won more for construction workers than any other law firm in New England. We understand the work, we understand the injuries, and we know how to win. If your job has taken a toll on your body, it's time to find out your options. Visit catcheslaw.com for a free consultation today. There's no fee unless you win.
Bring on the spring at the Honda Spring Event. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 2.99% APR on a 2026 CRV or a 3.99% APR on a 2026 Passport. Hurry into your Honda dealer today.
See dealer for financing details.
The Revolution play on the Sports Hub.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification across the 98.5, the Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network.
From the Town Fair Tire Studios, this is Boston's home for sports. WBZ-FM at HD Boston, 98.5, the Sports Hub.
8:40 to go here in the third period. Bruins with a 4-0 lead over the Sabres. And a faceoff coming up inside the Bruins zone. Buffalo to the power play as James Hagens is called for hooking. And the Sabres control it off the faceoff. Dahlin gives it to the right side for Quinn. Walks down the wall to the near circle, takes a shot. Swayman the save and the rebound put wide. McAvoy in the far corner. Puck comes out in front. Hampus Lindholm there to lob it back out of the zone. Circling back through his own zone, Dahlin has skated all the way to the red line and leaves it behind now for Quinn. Quinn coming with speed up the right side. Tuck to Doan, far circle off the skate of Zucker. Doan tracks it, gets it to Dahlin on the right side for Quinn at the hash marks to the bottom of the circle. Quinn turns it to the side of the net. A centering pass for Tuck misfired. Dahlin back to Tuck on that left side now. Back to Dahlin. Moves it along for Quinn. Right dot. Shot got deflected toward the net, but wide. Dahlin from the left point, a shot. Stick save by Swayman. Doan got the rebound wide. Quinn at the right point. 55 to go on their power play. Down toward the corner. Zucker to Dahlin. High slot. Shot and hit a body in front, it looked like. Thrown back through the slot. Near side circle. Zucker to Quinn at the right point. 40 to go on the power play. Quinn to the right corner. Gets it right back from Zucker at the hash marks. Challenged by Jeannot. Up top for Dahlin to the far circle. One-timer. Another stick save by Swayman. This one on Doan. Tuck, far corner, keeping alive.
Tired white jerseys out there right now.
Jeannot from the near corner. Takes a hit from Zucker. Stays with it. Clears it just past Dahlin.
Not going to be able to get off, though.
Got it to the red line. Bruins will get a couple of bodies out there. Here's Quinn to the top of the right circle, moving through the high slot. To the far circle. Shot blocked by Aspero. Aspero battling on that far side against Quinn. Puck comes into the middle of the blue line for Norris. Fired back to the far circle. Dahlin couldn't handle it. Shoved by Corrali. It'll come back to the point. Stepping in power. A crossing pass near side, and Norris's one-timer is grabbed by Swayman. Teams back to full strength here with 6:33 to go, and the Bruins leading 4-0. 5 for 5 tonight on the penalty kill.
That was a long shift in that defensive zone. It was a pretty good job of keeping it outside. They tried to go high to the slot again. That was Tuck on the fan on the one-timer. They've had that a couple times. Instead of the low one-timer, they've backed up a little bit into the higher slot. Thompson had one earlier.
Off the face-off, puck comes across to Arvidsson. He'll lift one up and out of the zone. Power back inside his own zone. Bruins, as Middlestat nearly picked Power's pocket right in front of the net. Bruins down to 4 D-men with both Peak and Zadorov still in the penalty box, serving misconducts here. An update on the penalties. as Byram from the right circle shoots and scores. And with 6:06 to go here in the third, Buffalo breaks the shutout to make it 4-1.
Yeah, high glove by Byram. Gets open in the slot area, and puck comes to him. He's able to rifle this one. A wrist shot over the glove hand side here. The Bruins got sucked a little bit too far down low. They had 4 guys almost at the goal line that time. And they don't come up with the puck, and that's going to leave Byram open. He gets the pass from Mallenstein. And top shelf with Dunn standing near the front of the net.
So it's a 3-goal game with 6:06 to go. Owen Byram's first career playoff goal. As puck along the far boards, chopped ahead by Pasternak. Zucker under pressure just inside the Buffalo line, able to turn away from Pasternak and dump it from the red line in on goal. Swayman sends it off toward the far side boards. It ricochets across to the near side. Dahlin sends toward the corner. Comes back to him. Brings it off the wall. Gives it a tuck inside of the circle. Shot goes up and over the net. Comes back down deep. McAvoy trying to hold off Zucker in that far corner. Puck sits down over there. Aspero involved. McLeod as well. Now Samuelson back to McLeod to the far circle. Quinn coming in front. Puck gets into the crease. Save made by Swayman. Bruins can't get it cleared. Dahlin, top of the right circle. Shot blocked by Aspero. Elias Lindholm sends it off the near wall. Held into the line by Zucker, but turned over. Pasternak gets it as far as center ice. Both teams changing here with 5:08 to go. Dahlin's pass to the right side. A dump in by Norris. Around the far side boards it goes. Held in at the blue line. Net empties for Buffalo here. Dahlin, center blue line. Shot! Hit the post! Ricochets back in! And with 4:52 to go, it's now a 2-goal lead.
With the extra attacker on, that first shot comes through from Dahlin. He's out middle of the ice, out near the blue line. This goal's going to go to Krebs. The first shot, like you said, it hit either crossbar or goal post. It changed direction on the way in, off the crossbar, and Krebs is able to bang it home on the rebound.
A minute 16 between the goals by Byram and Krebs. And it's 4:52 still remaining.
Yeah, no, Boston want to call a timeout here.
Marco Sturm was asked about that after game 1. Should he have called a timeout when Buffalo was able to tie the game? He did not. This time he will. Gather his troops around here and try to refocus.
Yeah, you still have Zadorov and Peak in the box, and he had some hard minutes played by McAvoy, Lindholm, and Aspero. He didn't use Lori really on the penalty kill at all, so those 3 had to kill that last penalty. The first shot was redirected. Swayman had a good beat on it, but it got deflected on the way in.
Well, Peyton Krebs, who had an assist in his playoff debut on Sunday, gets the goal there. And after the comeback by Buffalo here on Sunday night, the crowd here in Buffalo, those that have not vacated the premises as of yet, starting to believe.
Now Alex Lyon is out by the hash marks. They get this puck in the offensive zone. He's going to the bench again.
There he goes. They with the puck still in the defensive zone.
But possession.
Yep. Byram fires a pass up the left side. Redirected off of Corrali. McAvoy will shoot it up the far wall. Does just get out of the zone. Byram turns it over to Kastelik. Shoots and hits the post from the neutral zone on the empty net. Sabres dodge a bullet there. Byram. McLeod on to Tuck. Near side circle. Waits for everyone to get up ice, and now Tuck will move it to the left side. McLeod dumps in from the red line. Around behind Swayman it comes. Near side. Jeannot in the corner. Lost behind the net. Moved around the far side by Doan. Comes back to him at the back of the net. Tipped on toward the near corner. Settled by Krebs. At the right circle. Up top for Byram. On to the left circle for Power. Power to Doan, touched it through the slot. On to Byram again at the blue line. Skates down the right wing circle. Backhand toward the front, blocked by Hampus Lindholm. He'll rim it around the glass. Krebs at the blue line. Great play to keep in. Walks it to the center. Takes a shot that goes up and over the net. Hampus Lindholm will clear it.
The icing.
And that one will go for an icing. Clock stops with 3:33 to go.
Kastelic wants that one back. He's got an open line of sight to the net there. He even gets to the red line. I like a lot of what he does, but that puck's got to be in.
It's something we've talked about during the regular season this year. The Bruins seem to have some aiming issues when they shoot at that empty net from a distance. Still a 2-goal lead, 3:33 to go.
Same guys out on the ice for the Bruins.
Corrali wins the faceoff cleanly. McAvoy from behind the net, shot it around the far side, and it comes out to center ice. Quinn will get it back in, just inside the near side boards, and Lindholm takes away. Hampus will clear it down ice. It goes wide of the empty net. Arvidsson chases that puck down along the end boards inside the Buffalo zone against a pair of Sabres. Zacha comes to get involved there as well as they continue to battle for possession, and Arvidsson killing some clock here with 3:05 to go. Now Quinn breaks it loose. He'll skate it into center ice. From the red line, drives it in. Around the boards it comes to the near side. Hampus Lindholm, pressured by Greenway. In the corner, Greenway is without a stick. He's trying to pick up his stick and pins the puck against the boards with his skate at the same time. Loose it comes now to Zacha. He'll feather it out of the zone. Bruins break to the bench to try and get some changes on. 2:38 to go. Extra attacker still on here for Buffalo. Quinn coming toward the slot. Has a shot attempt blocked. Pasternak along the near boards. Can't get it through. Power. Over to Byram. Left circle. Shot blocked over there by Geekie, who broke his stick. Grabs one from the bench. Byram, a shot saved by Swayman. Rebound comes back to the front of the crease, and he drops the glove on top of it. Catch your breath. 2:20 to go here in the third. Bruins 4, Sabres 2 on the 98.5 The Sports Hub. Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
The Honda Spring Event. Now's the time to check out the Honda Civic and HR-V from Honda, the 2025 Kelley Blue Book Best Value brand. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 4.99% APR on a 2026 Civic, a 4.49% APR on a 2026 Civic Hybrid, or a 3.49% APR on a 2026 HR-V.
See dealer for financing details. Exclude Civic SI and Type R. Based on 2025 Consumer Choice Awards from Kelley Blue Book. Visit kpp.com for more information.
For the best deal on any name brand tire, get to Town Fair Tire. For the guaranteed lowest price and the most free services, nobody beats Town Fair Tire. And you know, I mean nobody.
Town Fair Tire.
New 94 Octane, available exclusively at Sunoco, the highest octane on the market. It's the fuel you need to help unlock your engine's full potential. So if you're the kind of driver who's serious about what's under your hood, then there's only one fuel that can drive the performance you demand from your car. 94 Octane. Nothing else will match it. Go to Sunoco.com to find a participating station near you.
Wendy's OG Spicy Chicken Sandwich just got a total upgrade. Yep, we completely revamped the recipe. New softer bun, tangy pickles, creamy mayo, and crispier chicken. With just the right amount of heat. It's basically better in every way. But is it our best spicy chicken sandwich ever? You tell us. You know you want to. Spicy chicken just got better at Wendy's. Open till midnight or later. Hours may vary by location.
The Celtics play on the Sports Hub.
Fans, hockey season's the perfect time to get a high-efficiency Peerless boiler. Be ready and start saving now. Find the Peerless boiler that's right for your home or business and a list of local installers at peerlessboilers.com. Remember, Peerless Boilers, the world's best-built boilers.
All right, there's 2:20 to go here in the third period. Bruins lead is 4-2. The first whistle under a minute 46 left will clear the penalty boxes. Benson and Thompson, Peekins and Orov all still serving misconduct. As Krebs gets it to Bowen Byram over to the far side. Shot from Dahlin gets blocked in the far circle. Bruins clear. Net empty at the Buffalo end here as they need 2 to tie as we approach 2 minutes to play. Byram from in front of his empty net skates out toward the red line on the left side and tries to dump in. Is it icing or offside?
No, icing. Pastrnak stepped up right at the red line. Byram's complaining right now. He thought he got the red line. He did not. It's an icing.
No, they're bringing it back to center ice.
Pastrnak raised his arm right away.
And they're going to face it off at center ice with 1:58 left.
You're either calling it offside or made a mistake on the icing. Byram took a pretty good left at Pastrnak after the whistle.
Face off at center ice here. Elias Lindholm against McLeod. Off the draw, puck comes to Dahlin back at his own blue line. 6-on-5 manpower advantage for Buffalo. Dump into the left corner, wraps around near side. Hampus Lindholm tried to shoot it up the wall. Tuck got in the way. Krebs and Elias along the near side boards. Puck forced back into the corner. Hampus gives to McAvoy going around that far side. Throws it up ice. Pastrnak can't stay on side of the Buffalo line. If he did, it would have been an empty net goal. And we got another scrum breaking out along the near boards.
Peak and Zadorov are getting a little skate in as they came out of the box. I think they're mad at Pastrnak for shooting that puck into the empty net after the whistle. I'd like to see if he stayed on side, though.
It was really close.
He dragged that leg.
With 1:38 left, as you said, Peak and Zadorov out of the box after serving 12 minutes apiece. Part of that big fracas that broke out. We just got to look at a replay. We need to see one from closer to the blue line there to see. Pastrnak was, as you said, trying to drag that back skate. So Benson and Thompson are out of the box as well for Buffalo after they also served 12 minutes apiece.
Thompson probably had to get his equipment back on.
Yeah.
He was probably undressed.
Yeah, he went up the tunnel for a little while.
And then they scored 2.
So the faceoff will come just outside the Buffalo line. Somebody needed to alert Alex Lyon. They need him back between the pipes here. He was been over at that Buffalo bench for a while now. And their second goal, they were able to score with the net empty. And Lyon goes back to the bench here after they win the faceoff. Husnudinov and Quinn were getting into it in the neutral zone. Thompson wires one wide of Swayman. Off the far wall. Byram to Dahlin. A shot knocked down in front of Swayman, who gathers it back in. With 1:21 left.
They haven't won a faceoff in a while here. The Bruins, I'm talking about that. It's been puck possession for the Sabres probably 5 or 6 times in a row now. That last one was Norris.
Bruins won 18 out of 20 faceoffs in the first period. Since then, if my math is correct, Buffalo with a 27-16 edge in faceoff wins. Minute 21 to go here in regulation. Faceoff to the right of Jeremy Swayman as the Bruins protect a 2-goal lead.
This one would be McLeod against Lindholm.
Elias 15 and 9 on the night. Wins this one. Hampus Lindholm, backhander blocked. Zaka lunging to try and get out of the zone. Instead, now Thompson right circle. Gives it up and gets it right back. Throws a shot to the net. Swayman knocks that aside. Byram out near the blue line, far side. Comes toward the high slot to Quinn near the right circle. Gave it up and got it right back as we hit a minute to go. Quinn stepping in right circle. Tried to get it in front. Taken away by McAvoy. Lobs it out. And Dahlin will come back and collect it near the empty net. 50 seconds to go. Bruins leading by 2. McLeod back into the Bruins zone. Centering pass blocked by McAvoy. Thompson takes away far corner. Dahlin a drive. Save made. Swayman knocks the rebound away. Back to the far point. Dahlin on to Quinn near side. His effort blocked by Hampus Lindholm. Chance to clear near side. Corrali does. He's got Arvidsson inside the red line. Backhander goes just wide as he had to shoot it around Dahlin. 20 seconds to go. And one last rush here coming for Buffalo. Quinn inside the Bruins zone. Throws one toward the net. Tipped with a high stick by Byram. That'll draw the whistle with 10 seconds left. And the Bruins still up 4-2.
Hampus Lindholm has had himself a really strong game. He's not the only one, but he's made some good defensive plays, some smart defensive plays. And he played a lot of hockey here over the last 12, 14 minutes. Zadorov is out there right now with Peak. But they went with McAvoy and Lindholm even after Peak and Zadorov came out of the box.
Hampus Lindholm leading the Bruins with nearly 27 minutes in ice time tonight. Faceoff pulled back into the Boston zone. Peak to Zadorov in the near corner. He will clear it up the middle, and that will do it. The Bruins get one on the road here in Buffalo as they win it 4-2 over the Sabres and even this series at a game apiece. Boston able to build themselves a 4-0 lead and withstand a big-time push late from the Sabres. And we're headed back to TD Garden, all even at 1. Back with a recap next on the 98.5 The Sports Hub, Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Honda Spring Event. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 4.99% APR on a 2026 Civic, a 4.49% APR on a 2026 Civic Hybrid, or a 3.49% APR on a 2026 HRV.
See dealer for financing details. Exclude Civic SI and Type R.
I love shows about survivalists, eager to test themselves under the most extreme conditions. Of course, when you consider weather events these days, wildfires, hurricanes, torrential rain, and flooding, we're all survivalists. Visit the Resource Center at safetyinsurance.com and be prepared to protect your family, your property, even your business. The forecast calls for safety. Ask an independent agent about safety insurance. We'll help you manage life's storms.
Hey, hockey fans, it's Bob Beers. If you're ready to upgrade your outdoor living space, look no further than TimberTech Decking and Railing. TimberTech is the #1 premium composite decking brand, and it's tough enough to handle anything. It looks just like real wood, but without the costly maintenance of a wood deck. It won't rot, warp, splinter, or peel, ever. And it's backed by industry-leading warranties, so your deck will last year after year after year. Connect with a local contractor or order free samples at timbertech.com to see the TimberTech difference for yourself. TimberTech, everything wood should be.
At TD, they know when the lights are at their brightest, Boston is at its boldest, and the fans are at their loudest. This city was built for the playoffs, and they can't wait to cheer alongside you every step of the way, from puck drop to the final buzzer. TD, Bank of the Boston Bruins.
98.5 The Sports Hub and the Bruins Radio Network welcome the following new partners. Your New England Chevy dealers and the Chevy Silverado. TimberTech Decking and Railing, #1 in premium decking. Order free samples at timbertech.com. Blue Sky Restoration. Tune in to hear this date in history being restored by Blue Sky all season long. And remember, if you have a property disaster, visit goblusky.com. And your Boston area Lexus dealers. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer today. From the home of the Bruins, thank you for joining our winning team.
Do you suffer from sore feet, back, knee, or hip pain? The Good Feet Arch Support System has helped many people find relief, like Tim.
I'm always telling my colleagues who have sore feet, this is the greatest thing. I'll even take my shoe off and show them. And I believe in the product so much. When you have something that works, you kind of want to share it with people. It worked for me, maybe it can work for you.
Or do you wake up at night with heel pain, like Crystal?
I would wake up in the middle of the night with all kinds of pain in my heels and my arch. So I went to the Good Feet store. And ever since then, I've been pain-free. I wear them every day. I wear them when I walk, at the gym, when I work. They're great.
Get back to walking, working, and exercising, and imagine a life without pain. No shots, no surgery, no medication. You've got nothing to lose but your pain. Stop into the Good Feet store today for a free fitting and test walk. We have 10 locations throughout Boston and southern New Hampshire to serve you.
Back to doing what I love and more. Thanks to the Good Feet store. Thanks to the Good Feet store.
Bring on the spring at the Honda Spring Event. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 2.99% APR on a 2026 CR-V or a 3.99% APR on a 2026 Passport. Hurry into your Honda dealer today.
See dealer for financing details.
This is Boston's home for sports.
Bruins with a 4-2 victory tonight over the Buffalo Sabres, joined downstairs by Casey Middlestad and a couple of helpers in this one. Casey, how were you guys able to flip the script from game one tonight?
I mean, I think, honestly, we didn't mind our game in game one. I think last 10 minutes we kind of, tried to hold on and instead of keep playing. And, maybe a little bit of that tonight too, but obviously a heck of a performance from Sway in both games, keeping us in it. And, I thought overall we played a better game tonight and, got rewarded for it.
As you guys come back now, headed toward TD Garden for game 3, you said you felt like you guys played pretty well in game 1, maybe even better here in game 2. How do you feel 2 games into this series?
Yeah, we feel good. I mean, obviously, anytime you can split on the road, I feel like it's a win. And, we're a confident team at home. We've played well at home all year, and we love playing in front of our fans. So definitely very excited to get home and play in front of them again here.
Case, your line, Arby has a couple of goals, look good here today. And he had a chance at the hat trick there with the empty net as well. But, just talk about Victor and the type of season that he's had and what he means to that line.
Yeah, I mean, he's been critical for the team. I think it's been clear, and obviously a heck of a forechecker, and just gets to the dirty areas and, comes out with pucks that most people don't. So it's been a pleasure to play with him and obviously Pav as well, and try to keep it going here.
I appreciate the time. Congrats on the win. We'll see you guys in Boston.
Thank you.
Casey Middlestad joining us on the heels of a 4-2 win tonight over the Buffalo Sabres. Not without some tense moments there down the stretch, but they get it done and head home even.
One goal, Byram's goal, good shot. The Bruins get down a little bit low, I think, on that play, and it's a good shot. It makes it 4-1. All of a sudden, there's life, and you could feel that momentum swing and everything, And the second goal got deflected on the way in, but, again, and that was with the goaltender pulled, so it gets deflected on the shot by Darlene, and Krebs is able to poke it home on the rebound, but it went off the crossbar, and he's able to poke it home. I'd like to see the Bruins be able to score on an empty net. Koslick had the first chance at it, and he's on his forehand on the right side, inside the red line, and there's nobody in front of him really. And like I said, I love a lot of what Koslick does, and like his work ethic and his willingness and to do whatever it takes and everything. Would have loved to have seen him bury that, and then make it 5-2, and kind of go away and. Arvidsson had a chance too. It was a little tougher. It was on the backhand from the red line, and he was under some pressure there. But let's focus on what they did well. And they got themselves a 4-0 lead. They really did not give up a lot to the Sabres in terms of high danger chances. Things take out this last, the last 8 minutes of the third period. They did a really good job through a lot of this game, which seems to be the magic number. By the way, that was game 1 where it got dicey as well. But they. You got some good saves by Swayman, but at the same time, especially through the first couple periods, a lot of them were from the outside. And they didn't stop forechecking in the third. And really, there was no life until after that big scrum down by the Bruins net, and ended up being 5-on-5 after that. But you had a couple of defensemen sitting in the box for 10 minutes or 12 minutes, whatever it was. So, you had to really lean on some guys in that time frame. And, that's when it got a little bit dicey, and I don't blame Zadorov one bit for what he did there. I mean, that was Benson jabbing away at Swayman. You clear the front of the net, and I think he did exactly what he's supposed to do. Sabres felt that they did exactly what they're supposed to do on the McAvoy hit, even though I didn't think it was that bad. And he only got the 2 minutes for it. The referees talked about it. He only got 2 minutes.
I'm not sure how Zadorov got 12 minutes out of all that. He got pulled out of the fray almost immediately by a linesman.
It's because it was 4-0.
And they wanted him out of there. That's why the linesman was focused on him. And Thompson got the 10-minute misconduct as well, though. So, that's and that was for another battle. So, and who were the other two? It was Benson and Peak. Benson and Peak, and they just kept kind of throwing punches with gloves on there for a little while. So, after everything was all pretty much over.